Scamazed me.
I didn't scamage you. You told me to do it. If anything, you scamaged yourself.
I mean,
You cook.
we're supposed to. Hey, everybody! 735. Intro. Again.
You lucky devils.
That's all. You fucking scammed me then from start to finish. You did. Holla, ballers and a bro fist to you all. Good evening, one and all. Thank you for joining us on this sweet, sweet Saturday.
We're well low on that screen, mate.
Well, I can't go any higher because that would be madness.
Your love.
Right, I can fix it,
I
right?
can hear me on my headphones.
There we go.
One sec. I'm gonna
Sorted.
fix this.
Sorted. Out. There we go. Easy game. Easy game, easy life. What do you think?
I
Yeah?
keep knocking things a minute. Just shut up.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't
do
get
that.
too loud either because your fucking microphone's like...
It's not compressed. It's uncompressed.
It's uncompressed.
It's uncompressed and we don't appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on a sweet Saturday, which we supposed to have the web show last week. Luckily, we didn't. Luckily, actually tilted in our favour that it didn't, because we wouldn't be here right now to talk about the best patch in the history of World of Warcraft. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
It's funny, isn't it, when a game's like 12 years old, they can release the kind of like pre-release, still in alpha patch for a game.
What do you...
The early access patch, should we say?
There's a lot of rumours flying around about... I mean, it depends... This is how bad this patch is. Which bit is the most fucked up?
Transmog.
I hate that you're right in terms of the player base reaction. I hate that you're right. Because for me, it was absolutely not. Obviously, it was the fact that the raids were destroyed. Utterly fucking calamitously destroyed.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
But Blizzard didn't give a fuck about that. No, because you know what they did? They stung the... They prodded the beehive of the usually utterly silent, utterly relaxed and calm, couldn't give a shit about anything guys who just want to log in, do some old raids, do some battle pets. They hit that beehive. And they woke the sleeping fucking bear because they came out in force. Because those guys don't give a shit about the latest and greatest. They don't give a shit about the new raid. They don't give a shit about anything. And there are millions of those motherfuckers. Millions of those motherfuckers. You know what's really interesting is going into the WoW forums, and I did this, and looking at the guys who were like, you just fucked with my transmog shit? And like, check the armory. Nobody over like 895 item level. Or I think like the highest I saw was like 910. And that was just like a couple of relinquished shitters that they'd thrown on there. Those guys don't do anything at endgame. They just fucking go in. They rock around. I even Guildox to come. That was their mains. They don't LFR. They don't do fucking nothing. They just go and they farm Siege of Orgrimmar. They farm fucking Ulduar. And that's what they do. And then they level another character. And then they do it all again. And that's what those guys do. And there are fucking millions of those dudes. And they were like, whoa. What did you do? And why did you do this? And that's what Blizzard really cared about. That's the fucking money.
Well, they can't afford to piss off another fucking niche clique of people, can they?
It's not even niche. That is the majority. Miles the majority. I'm telling you, that is the vast majority of people are people who just fucking...
The good people. The worth
They just mog. They just farm mounts. That's all those guys do all day, every day, man. All day, every day. Keeping it fucking regulation like a train schedule. On time. Yeah, they go for Ashes of Alar, then they go and do the other stuff, then they do this, that, and the other, and that's their game time, man. And there's fucking millions of those dudes, and those guys were pissed. Real pissed. What happened? Well, okay, the level... You know what the irony is, before we even get into what happened, is that when the patch was announced, you text me, I was already making the video, and then we sent a message to Belly that was like... Because we were first. We were first. And it was out of date because the patch notes were wrong. So let's start with that. The patch notes were wrong. Which I said in the video. I was like, I'm pretty sure some of this ain't right. In fact, I included a number of things that were definitely changed in the patch that they hadn't even put in the patch notes. They did the level scaling. Now, what I said openingly, the very first thing I said is like, this feels rushed as fuck. Because all the feedback in that forum about the PTR for the guys who were testing was like, this ain't right. It's not working correctly. It's miles out. The XP isn't enough. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's not enough. Some zones don't work. This isn't working. That's not working. So we need at least one more round of testing before... You know, they were all saying we need the next update. We'll give it another go. Guys were leveling on the PTR and testing all this shit out. And they were saying, this ain't fixed. It's not done right. So I said in the video, I was like, I'm really surprised they're rushing this out, but I think they want to get to the BFA alpha because its time is ticking.
The clock is ticking. I'm only getting that impression based on the condition of this fucking patch when they released it. It's like, this needs to go now because there's more shit coming and just get it on its way.
We've got the next expansion is coming. We have nothing left for Legion besides the races, the 2 new races, which seems what all we're getting is the 2 new races. We've got nothing left. We need to get fucking going on Battle for Azeroth. It's got to get going because we're going to be here for another year with people doing fucking Argus and Antorus. That ain't going to happen. That's going to be really bad. We need to get started. That's what it felt like. And then suddenly 735 appears and 735 is a fucking bitch. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ, it was so bad. So what went wrong in total with the transmogs? 1, all the old raids were buffed by like 240%.
Something crazy like that.
Like 240 fucking percent. It was around those numbers. It was about 240%. They were like, so people are posting screenshots that they're like kill time for what's it called, the first boss in Throne of Thunder, Jinrock. Yeah, it's Jinrock the Breaker, right? Like Jinrock the Breaker was like 10 seconds. Now it was like 2 minutes and 50 for the same character. That's the change that they switched up. And then of course Amber Shaper, I think Shar of Pride in Siege was unkillable because on solo. Like all this shit that people have been soloing forever and ever and ever was now completely undoable. And oops. But not only that, people actually got into the leveling situation and found problems that were still there. Like WOD and MOP mobs were just fucking wrecking people. Wrecking people, which was a big problem. I know, and I said in the video, how many of you guys did this? Leveled before this patch because you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. I mean, I suppose we should talk about the increase in the leveling curve. But why though? Because they just seem to have widespread applied the scaling thing. That's it. That seems to be what they did, right? That seems to be what they did, is they just widespread just applied this level scaling algorithm to just everything and just let it run wild and did the whole thing. You waited, I like the patch. Now here's the interesting thing, because there's some people who really enjoy this, which is what we talked about. Some people love leveling and want a proper leveling experience. And now you can finish a zone. I think that's fair. The level scaling allows you to finish a zone instead of doing like 5 quests and being like, well, everything's grey now, so you better move on.
Fuck that.
Yeah, because that's garbage. That's garbage. That's garbage. Yeah. The level scaling is a much better system for. You got to look at it from new players joining the game, right? Who joins the game? Because you don't need heirlooms to experience this, or you didn't pre-patch, and you're just like, I've not done anything in the game, and I have to move on. Like I was in the middle of a story, and then everything turned grey. And I was like pretty much one-shotting things, and it didn't make any sense. And now I've got to move on through the game. It's a terrible experience. It was awful. It needed something doing to it. So I totally agree with that. The question is, though, should heirlooms completely nullify that? Because if you've already leveled and you don't want to have that experience, and we haven't had that experience for nearly 8 years now, heirlooms, if you choose to wear heirlooms, then
they've just been nerfed though, right?
The heirlooms have been nerfed. Yeah, that wasn't in the patch notes. Then you should be able to bypass that, right? That should be your option to say, I don't need this. Yeah. I just want the speed leveling. I'm not asked about experiencing 1,000 needles again. I don't need to do that, dude. Or Winter Spring. I don't really need to see what's in that Yeti Cave anymore, right? I mean, I've seen that Yeti Cave a few times now. I don't need to do that. Yeah, just the heirloom stats were nerfed, not the XP bonus. I want to be clear on that. The stats were nerfed, so they're not as powerful, but the XP bonus is still there. But I would have thought that would have been a fair solution. And a lot of people recommended that weeks ago. It's like, this is great. We understand why you're doing this, because the leveling experience is totally bought. It doesn't make any sense. But if I farmed heirlooms, that's me saying I don't want to have a longer...
That's the purpose of the heirloom.
Yeah, I don't want to have a lengthier or more immersive or more engaging experience while leveling. I just want another capped character to do stuff on. That's what I'm after. So can we have the option to do that? And heirlooms should be the answer for that. They're already in the game. And if I purposely equip myself with very powerful armor, with huge XP bonuses, then I should skip through. We should point out it's not that slow. It's not. For the people who've tested it, I haven't tested it, I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think you have either.
No.
Not done any leveling. It's not that bad. It's different, but it's not that bad. But the scaling idea was great. People have been asking that for a really long time. I think that's a really cool idea. But what... Talk about transmog, Andy. Tell me. What it was it got totally fucked up. So you couldn't farm old raids because you couldn't get the drops. You lost some shoulders, but I think you've got them back now.
I've
You were
I've not
triggered.
checked it since the patch. No, I'll tell you what was triggered the most is... I might get my wording wrong here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you can now only farm the Warglaves on a Demon Hunter.
What? Why? Is that true?
Confirm that. Is that right or not? That's why I was saying.
So warriors and rogues can't get them?
I posted a tweet saying, because obviously I've got them in my bag on my rogue, and I was like, if I log in tomorrow and I can't equip my Warglaves, I'm going to go fucking mental.
Oh, on your rogue, like you could have put them
like
on.
it just says now, like Demon Hunter only. But yeah, we can still equip them. But apparently, I've already got them. It's not a problem for me. But yeah, there was also certain Mog pieces that disappeared out of your changing room and things like that. So,
ooh, they are a Demon Hunter only drop now. Lore-wise, it makes sense.
Not funny, though.
hate that excuse.
Yeah.
I really hate that excuse. I hate that excuse.
There you go, boys. So if you did... In fact, here's the thing, though. If you did want them on a different character, you'd have to bring a Demon Hunter to get the fucking 1 or 10% drop, whatever the fuck it is, and then give it to you, if they can give it to you. So you can't get it on no one outside of a fucking Demon Hunter now.
That's crazy.
It's stupid, isn't it?
That's really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going back now. You're changing something that's 10 years old, I want to say.
I'm pretty certain there are bigger fucking shotguns to the face of Warcraft's lore than the fact that Illidan drops the Warglaves for other people.
Well,
Sorry,
I can't say I've seen anywhere people were pissed that rogues and warriors were getting the Warglaves. I can't see anywhere where people are like...
It's history, do you know what I mean? It's fucking history.
This is bothering me, game.
It's part of your fucking journey. At one point, we did all fight Illidan. We did take his weapons. It didn't have to be a fucking Demon Hunter, but no. We're detecting fun here, boys.
I am not digging that as a reason, boys. I'm not like... I mean, even now to this day, Warglaves are a rogue weapon in my eyes. I mean, I know even when warriors were using them, which was fine, and even now with Demon Hunters getting them, I was happy my Demon Hunter could mog them. They're a rogue weapon. Because they were biss on the rogues, man. They fucking kicked ass. And it was a decade old. It's a decade-old thing that nobody was complaining. Maybe they were. Maybe there was some lore argument somewhere that was a definite thing. What are we doing? Oh, you want Sylvanas' fucking badge right next to you. I see what you're doing. Guess what, Rogue Loot? I have a half. Can't get the other half. Now I've got to start again on the Demon Hunter. Oh, yeah. Imagine you had one of the two.
Yeah.
Now let's move. Let's be a bit closer so that bug's not annoying everybody.
What bug this between
that flicker, yeah, because we're casting a shadow, which is a bummer. The Ulduar change pissed you off a bit. So what did they do with Ulduar?
I don't know.
What did they do with Ulduar? I'm not sure. I
assume it's the boss damage increase. What else did they do outside of that?
I know I got several achievements in all my characters for Ulduar. I got like Glory of the Hero again and Glory of the fucking Ulduar Magician and all that kind of shit. I got all that kind of stuff. Changed it to 1 difficulty.
What?
Oh, in preparation for the Ulduar time walking, I imagine.
That's horrible. No.
So what have they done with the loot?
That's what I said. You can't do that in fucking Ulduar. Because Ulduar, if you didn't do Ulduar when it was live, and this, I fucking miss this. I get it, there might be like technical reasons why they can't replicate it, but if you didn't do Ulduar when it was live, to actually do a hard mode version of a boss, you had to initiate the hard mode.
Yeah, you had to do something different.
Live during the encounter. You didn't change the difficulty. Like certain bosses, like you pressed a big fucking holy shit button on Murmuron, or like XT, you wait for his heart to fall out of his chest and you destroy his heart, and then that turns a heart. Shit like that was what made a boss hard mode. As long as the loot is compiled, I don't give a shit. But the fact is, is it 10 and 25 or is it normal and hard mode?
Well, they're saying the loot tables are just merged. It's just a 1 raid now. I'm okay with that.
What, can you change the number between 10 and 25?
Well, no, it's just a flexi rate. You can take up
right. Then in that case, then you're not gonna finish a set that you may want that was from either a 10 or 25. For example,
they said to merge them.
Merge, that doesn't make sense to me though, because
unless it's a bigger loot table. Were there recoloured tiers in there?
Yes.
So what have they done with recoloured tiers? So let me tell you what I mean,
because at the minute, me and Kyra are farming mail set from Ulduar, which is only in 10 man. Now 10-man hard mode of bosses. Now if that 10-man hard mode boss loot is integrated into the pack, I'm not arsed, even though it's going to take longer to now get. But it might just fucking not exist now. So what? 25 man only. So I can't finish off that set now, apparently. Do you get what I mean? It's a
You
fucking
can get
stupid
loot from
idea.
both 10 and 25 man from the same bosses, so it's no worries. But how does that work with tier? You're talking about tier, right?
No, out of tier.
Oh, that's still there then, you're fine.
Even though it changes colour between 10 and 25.
That's what I'm asking about the recolors. So you're saying there's an item with the same exact name.
It's basically the Ulduar out of tier hunter set, which is basically like black with like yellow highlights on it.
It's just random with tier as well.
That's not good, is it? No, they're fucking up more and more things stupidly.
Did it need to change? I mean, there must be some technical reason, I guess. But I'm guessing. I don't know. Is there?
No.
Why could it have been a separate?
There is
For the
no
time
reason.
walking, because the Ulduar time walking is
This
why
is
they
what
made
I
the
mean,
change.
but like,
right?
I mean, you talk about it from. It's got to be something back end, like code wise, because front end there is no fucking reason whatsoever to merge that loot because of Ulduar time walking.
Okay, so Manitomi has said, Blizz said they messed up the Dungeon Journal loot tables. Apparently, both difficulties are there still. So let's wait. Let's control ourselves on that one for now. Let's put a pin in that because it might actually be fine.
I'm only pissed off because I'm currently actively farming it.
I can't believe you've got like little farming teams going for tier sets.
No,
that's really funny.
No, I'll tell you what, it's one of the fucking cool things about my guild is the fact that people will say, like, what do you think of my mog? I was like, well, this, and I'll say to them, do you know what would look good with that? And I'll tell them something, and it's like, you're getting from this, I'm actually going to run that, do you want to come and do it? And then people will come with it. It's like shopping with mates.
It is, it does feel that way. It does feel that way. What I would say is this is likely to happen. Whatever the Ulduar final situation is, it's likely to happen with pretty much every dungeon going forward that had a 10 and 25 component. If you're looking to even maybe in the future use something, I'd start making sure you have it now. Just in case something like this happens in the future. So ICC, all the early Kata raids were 10 and 25. I can't remember when they got rid of it exactly. TOV. At some point they might be like, we're going to switch that up. Anyway, can I talk about what really pissed me off? What the fuck did they do to the raids? So there is various theories flying around. I would love to see the chat's list of reasons that you have seen as to why they completely fucked raiding up. I've got to tell you, doing Mythic Varimathras with a lot of my guild having anywhere between 2 and 4 FPS was not fucking fun at all. Certainly with Curran. Yeah, certainly like Coven was similar as well. Luckily, we did manage to get everything dead. Now, we still have another raid date. We killed everything. It was killable. So we killed Mythic Coven. And we're up to doing Agramar on Sunday. Because that's where we decided to stop. Because it was getting fucking infuriating. Well, it wasn't lag. They literally wrecked people's FPS. It's different to lag. That is just massive frame drops. And we saw this in normal. As soon as we went into normal, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And that is on the stream on Wednesday morning. We went straight to Antorus. And it was bad. So I had to turn on my PC, which is a fucking mega PC, 1080 in there, overclocked i7 with a big long fucking dick. I had to turn it out to graphics level 1 in order to get 30 FPS. And my PC is a monster, so that's not the average PC. So there were people in my guild turning it down to 1, who were still getting like fucking 6 and 5 FPS in certain raids. And it was just infuriating wiping to that, because you couldn't see stuff. Like on Mythic Coven, Shadow Blades would just appear on top of you, and you're like, what are you supposed to do about this? Like, how are you supposed to play around this? So basically what we did was smash our heads against it until it fucking died, which was a massive pain in the ass. Now, I did see, if I can find it here, in our Discord, one thing was posted. Here we go. So this is one thing that we saw, was that the TLDR of what it is. An engineer decided he was going to try some compression hack on the database files for 735 to reduce memory usage slightly to help the 32-bit version of WoW use less memory. It backfired like hell and fucked the whole game up. The compressed databases are eating CPU and running like arse, especially in raids. To fix it, they had to redeploy most of the patch, which means realm maintenance and everything. That's not public info yet, but will be soon. They're scheduling a full patch maintenance for probably weekend. That's what we read. Now, 32-bit. Lol.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is a 32-bit? What the fuck is a 32-bit? What even is that? But that's the tweet that we saw. How many other random shits did we see about this? what was even more distressing is how little of an uproar this caused because of the overwhelming changes to transmog. And the fact that they were drowned the fuck out. Like, we were crushed.
It was 26,500 posts, and there was locking thread by thread by thread by thread by thread.
Yeah, they were just going mad on that stuff. Whereas the stuff that, like, the rating stuff was just like, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Even today, because the maintenance was today. I haven't had a chance to check out a raid. Now, I did ask in Discord before we started, has anybody raided today? Is there anything? One guy said it seems okay sometimes, but it's still bad in other areas. Not as good as it was pre-patch. And another lad said that it's still bollocks for him. Like, even after the maintenance, it's still bad for him. So, I don't know 100% whether they fixed this as of right now, or whether it's still the case. But we were hearing rumours, like, people couldn't kill ENR. Really good guilds couldn't do ENR. Like, guilds were just stuck on Mythic trying to get shit done. And that's just so depressing. You schedule time out with, like, 20-odd people... or even if you're in Heroic, it might be 30 people. You schedule time at your real life out, and they're not addressing it in a clear enough way. Like, not in the least. Like, I actually went through the forums before the web show to find some information on it. Nobody's talking about it. It's like, we are a really small part of the population. Like, comparative to all the other problems this patch has caused, we are a really small part of the population, like, who have been affected. Because we had to stop raiding. I know most people in our raid team were like, I just don't want to play right now. This is fucking shit. Absolute shit. You raided normal last night, North America. FPS was better, but still Phantom Death Beam on Portal Keeper. Yeah, the Portal Keeper beam.
Yeah.
Because you've experienced that, actually. Yeah. The beam
flashing.
that just reappears. It's a Skamaz beam, and you're like, not sure. But I actually, Mythic, it's there. And I was like, oh, I think that's the Skamaz one. Boom, got hit in the face. I was like, God damn it, dude. God damn it. You lost 2 nights. Yeah, we finished early raiding. We finished on Thursday early. We were like, it's just no point. There is really no point at all. No one could raid at all. I mean, this is people's widespread cancelling. And the raid situation is not great right now. It's really not. Like, the raid community as a whole is not in the best place. I've seen it in a long time. Game's dead playing Swota. The Beam Boozle, it was. It was. It was kind of easy to tell unless you were coming down from doing a Portal Keeper. Because you didn't know which one that was.
Oh, when you saw them on the floor,
yes,
they were flashing, then another one had come in. Oh, like
exactly,
it was 2 of them in play already. Yeah.
So the one that hit me was I killed one of the Portal Keepers, came down, and I was like, well, that's probably a Skamaz one because usually they finish by then, and then got smacked.
I tanked that this week as well. That was well concerning.
I do want to talk about that later because that was a really cool experience.
Oh, right, okay.
No, that was really awesome because I think you did that.
I was scared.
Well, we'll get to it later because I thought you did something really cool. Honestly, I thought you did something really cool.
Me too. Hey, me too.
I know you'll take it that way, but I definitely thought it was really cool. Overall, this feels really rushed, but does that mean we're getting BFA pretty soon once they iron out these?
It feels
kinks?
like it, but it also. Do you know what? I've got no follow-up. It's the only logical reason why they're trying to push out content because they're gonna have something soon, and it's they don't want it to back to back.
This has been the most colossal fuck up they've had for a long time. I would put this at the only thing I can think of in recent memory that has been worse than this was the Warlords of Draenor launch. Because that was a disaster. That was the last recent disaster they had for the game, was the Warlords of Draenor launch. Where, I mean...
I was here for that, because it took like 6 seconds to press an ability on a mob.
Well, the garrisons destroyed everything.
Yeah.
Like, they had no anticipation of how the garrison system was going to work when millions of people tried to create a garrison. I mean, for somebody who's a content creator on WoW... I should not have been at the WOD launch, got out of my chair, got in the car and went and watched Interstellar. I was like, there is no fucking point in doing this. This is absolutely outrageous. That was about the last worst time that I can think of. Typically, you usually get some free days for this. It was actually brought up by someone in our raids. Like, usually something like this gives us... They actually refund you a week or something, or give you some game time or something like that, because you're literally having to capital out. You're literally having to... stop playing. You're paying and you can't play. You literally can't play. Yeah. There's nothing you can do. You can't play the game. We've got fuck this. If we get free, I don't think we have 3 days. I haven't seen an announcement about that, but I mean, I'm not asked about that. I'm just saying that typically they do something like this. Maybe they'll wait till it's revolved. 7.2 was a mess up. I don't recall that.
I don't recall that.
I don't recall a 7.2 mess up. I don't recall that. But this feels like rushing. It feels like rushing. Whether an engineer tried to do something last minute and untested, change some memory settings, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, during the WAD launch? Yeah, we got 3 days during the WAD launch because you imagine, I mean, how fortunate was I at the time, before you started here full time, is that was my job. But if I'd taken time off work for the WAD launch, like I booked a week off work because that went on for like 5 or 6 days. That didn't go away for a long, long time.
Yeah.
It was that fuck up. Just stuck in Frostfire Ridge, like.
Wasn't it WAD where you fucking geared yourself out to go for a world first? Or a round first, or whatever. Were you warrior?
No.
Or was that Pandaria? That was Pandaria, wasn't it? You basically bought potions bound to Mortal Strike for leveling.
No, it's by standard leveling. I do it every time.
That's well weird.
It's not. I'll do it again this time. You'll get what you do is you just make you don't use them all. Use potions of prolonged power. In Kata, it was my druid, so I just bound potion of whatever the fuck it was to Moonfire. So I was permanently potioned while leveling. Why not? It's cheap as fuck to make. Just make them now. All good, man. That's what you should always do. What, a macro?
Mate, I sell all that shit at the end of the expansion and reap the benefits.
What benefits? How much are you gonna get for like 200 prolonged power potions? No. Not in the least. Not in the least. That's standard leveling stuff, man. Flasks? It's like, what? What's the leveling now? It's a cap on a new expansion.
Flasks are different. Flasks are different, but like binding a potion to a very short cooldown skill is insane.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. When I remember,
Back me up.
I remember
no, it's
sat
not.
on the other side when I had my PC here because I brought it down for the leveling. Remember, it's when I kipped upstairs and forgot to pick the miss up from work, but that's another story. But yeah, and when you said, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm fucking having it, I've got this bound to Mortal Strike, and I sat there and I actually remember doing this. Watch. I did this. I've got it bound on Mortal Strike, so they just got, like, high DPS or punishment.
You can tell the difference between the raiders and the casual players. Because all the raiders are like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, why would you not do that? My bank's got like 2,000 potions in it.
What a loser.
Why would I not do that? And then all the casual guys are like, that's fucking hardcore, dude. That's really. It's not.
I'm not saying it's
the easiest thing you can do.
Like it's something
that weird?
That I'm looking up to. I see that as being.
Well, you guys can all enjoy
weird.
your longer leveling experience.
Well done.
You can get, because I'm a raider. Why wouldn't I have potions in my bag?
That just means that you want to level on your own, though. I'll do it in a group, mate.
I always level on my own.
Nah.
I get super triggered trying to level with people.
I'll level with someone as long as they can keep the pace. The second they don't, I sever ties.
No one has ever kept pace with me. Genji tried once, he nearly died.
You want to go?
Genji tried once.
You want to go? You want to race?
You would never.
You want to race?
Let's
bet right now, if that launch is silky smooth and as slippery as a snake, we have a fucking race, yeah? Faction against faction, who gets the first cap? You want to go now?
Andy, look.
Hey,
let me tell you why you've already lost. At some point, you're going to
explain to me why you're not going to take this bet. Carry on.
Okay. Because at some point, you're going to get a piece of armor that changes your mog, and you're going to want to stop and alter your mog.
No,
even mount it and swap it slightly.
You're
out of the race.
I'll put my visual cravings aside because there's a wager at stake.
There's not even a chance.
Let's do it.
This is all right.
Let's do it. Bet me right now. I bet you that you have to do something well embarrassing if I win, and if you win, I will shake your hand and call you the winner.
Oh, fair deal. Fair deal.
We need to do it, though. That's it now, invested in it.
Okay.
I'm 100% behind this idea.
You seem very excited.
You're going down, sucker.
All right. I'm going down.
Look at me. Down.
Better get farming that mythic gear.
Why? Why?
Because it makes a difference while leveling. I just want to say...
Hey.
I just want to say
hey.
it makes a little difference while leveling.
Hey.
I don't know if you realise this or not, but it does make a little difference while leveling.
If you want the head start gear, you go right ahead, Pledge. Get all the handicaps you can. Bound those abilities. What are you playing in BFA? Do you know yet?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I reckon you're going to change.
I have a couple of options. In fact, the Shadow Priest is currently top of the list.
Shadow Priest?
Yeah, Shadow Priest is currently top of the list, which is going to annoy everybody because it goes against everything I've said so far.
Do you know what's going to define my fucking main? I'll tell you this right now, right? if there is an item system like legendaries or anything like that in terms of I could wait, what are we on now? Like, how far are we into it? A year and a half we're into it, aren't we? I've had to wait that long for my fucking rogue shoulders, which I got last week, right? If that's the case, then I'll just fucking start with a rogue. I'm not fucking around anymore because I can't be asked to wait for that. If not, and it could just take a couple of weeks to do something, as it stands now...
You know this isn't the case, though. Like, they've already told us all this information.
No, well, yeah, but did we think before they were launched in terms of the legendaries that they would be that incrementally strong for some classes that they were basically a fucking requirement?
Permission to engage smugs. I did. It's one of our most disliked videos. If you check the history of disliked videos on our channel, the one where I called that is the worst one.
You need to retweet
people. I should be more smug about it, but the video I made when that system was announced, I was like, whoa, okay, this is really bad for everybody. Like, everyone was like, wow, you fucking piece of shit. You want to take Legos away from all of us, don't you? You don't want us to have your fun. You want it to be all for the Raiders. And all. I got hammered in the fucking dick for that video. And you know what? Fuck y'all. I was right. Fuck y'all. Yes, thank you. Sterling remembers that. He remembers. The second it was announced, I was like, here's why this fucking sucks. Here's every reason why it sucks. And I got hammered. We lost like 1,000 subscribers that day. I got battered. They got battered.
Do you know what, though? That was probably a decent culling, though, of arseholes.
Every now and then it is, yeah. Every now and then. Every now and again. It really is.
But still, we'll circle back to that bet.
I think in there I went, why, if you're doing world questing, do you really need, like, I don't know, the healing rain pants? Why? Why do you need that? Why do you need Guardian of the Ancient Kings to last like 5 seconds longer or something? Why? Why would you fuck over everybody who is interested in this stuff just to get an orange item? And they're like, but it's orange. And oranges are fun. This was the argument. Oranges are fun. You're trying to stop us having fun. Like, oh, okay.
Well, you get what I mean, though. That has put the fear of God in me to the point where, let's just say that BFA, just for this example, the classes are as they are now. Mm-hmm. Like, that's put the fear of God into me for the point where if they bring any form of, I'm not even necessarily saying it's an item, it could be something in the game that needs it to be grinded or ground, whatever the fucking right terminology is, then I'll just fucking play a rogue straight off. But I want...
You should always do. You should always commit. I get it, and it works out well for me.
I know, but yeah. I don't... Here's the thing. If I don't enjoy something, I always know that I'll enjoy the rogue. That's why I moved away from Demon Hunter. But that was a leap of faith that I took when I thought, I'm not going to play a rogue.
I would imagine the rogue is going to stay pretty much the same. I mean, some tweaks to Outlaw, but I think Sub and Assassination are going to stay almost identical to what they are now. The vast majority of classes aren't changing at all. It's going to be weird.
Then I'm probably going to change to something else. But I've got like 3 things that I might be playing.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for the BFA changes. Shadow Priest is like the wild card. I'm calling it the Joker. The Shadow Priest definitely, because I wanted to play Shadow Priest and recommended the Shadow Priest to a lot of people for Legion.
Let Outlaw die. Make Samurai instead. That's my thing, that. That's the 40-foot wings of the next expansion.
Why Shadow Priest? I'm just going to get shit for this no matter what I say. Because I like it. Moving on. Moving on. Because I know I've said I don't want... ranged isn't for me. You're right. Ranged isn't for me. And I want something that should tank. But Shadow Priest just has come... I really like it. I really like the way that it plays. I love the idea of Void Farm. I suspect they're going to make some changes to Shadow Priest because guess what? Surrender to Madness isn't going to be here soon. And they're going to tweak it in a way which I think they're going to... They typically have a history of if they mess Shadow up, that they go back and they make it pretty goddamn good. And they've got a good basis with the Insanity system. I really like the Insanity system. I think the Insanity system is really cool. Shit for leveling, but it's really cool once you get going with it. And I think they're going to tweak it so it makes well. So, yeah, Surrender to Madness is not staying in BFA. If it is, look, listen to me now. Before you go and go, mate, it might stay as something called Surrender to Madness. It won't be as we know Surrender to Madness. Let's put it that way, because they have a history of doing that. right? There's been many versions of a spell called Combustion, but they're all a little bit different. Let's just say that. Because I don't want someone to go, well, Spencer Madness stayed around, didn't he?
That was a wild impression.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm just saying. Yeah, Serenity Madness is definitely not going to stick around in its current form. They're going to do something to it. Whether or not, it might even be replaced with Void Torrent, because we know that some of the artifact abilities are just becoming talents now. You might see that Serenity Madness goes away and it's replaced by Void Torrent. They could put Void Torrent in there in that way.
Do you think we're going to get Shadow Hunters?
I don't think we're getting any new class sales specs. No.
I don't want another class. I want another fucking spec, and I want Shadow Hunters.
What, for Demon Hunter?
No.
For who?
For Hunters, 4th spec.
What, swap survival?
No, they need to have survival, but obviously they need to fucking overhaul survival. But no, Shadow Hunters for a Hunter. There's 4 specs that exist in game. Shit, there's 2 specs that exist in game for some classes. Why the fuck can't they? They can't show fucking Valeria, whoever it was. No, it weren't Valeria. What's she called? Illyria.
Susan.
Illyria, like fucking flashing all the void titties in your face with all the void hunter skills and say, you can't get that. Oh wait, they did that with Tyrellion's armor. Of course they can.
Well, going back to what, in fact, I was thinking while we were talking, we got a bit off track, which is rare for us. But when you were saying about will they put in some random item that you need to grind and you need to be around for ages for, they're still, even to this day, they are still not against that. And the proof is in Aman'Thul's. That fucking trinket. Because even after all the shit we've been through Legos and random drops and RNG shit that is super powerful for no apparent fucking reason, and the feedback from the people who were actually affected by it saying this is dog shit, they still brought in the Aman'Thul's trinket in the way they did. So they are still on board with boring, because Aman'Thul's is fucking boring, by the way, crazy powerful items that are just totally random, whoever gets it. Like our alts, I believe Mimta has it, which is our tank's alt warrior. I mean, what is that? What is that? Really? What is that? We've seen one drop on the first week, I think. I think it was either the very first week or the second week. We had one drop in our viewer raids. They're still on board with that stuff. They still like it. And as I always say, there might be a huge amount of people who really love the legendary system. And seeing that orange light go, oh.
It's nice to see it, but then like it's just because you get that. Here's the thing, and you can like see if you agree with this. Obviously, you're fucking dead into it now, but that see, in fact, you know what? Fuck you, chat. When you're playing an alt, when you're playing your main or whatever, when you hear that fucking jingle and you see that gold flash, before you actually look at the text that's on it, you think yes, yes, and then like it could be like, look at that, that's Biss. Oh, look at that. Fuck. Now I've got to grind out that protection again. But that initial jingle and fucking boom, you're like,
I am pretty dead to it now.
I got one like 20 minutes ago and I was still like,
I don't know how many I've had now.
How
many is there for one class in total?
I don't fucking know.
Like 30? Less?
What, to a class?
Yeah, a class in total across all 3 specs.
Less than 30?
Less?
5, 10, 15, and... I reckon there's either 4 or 5 specs. But it's hard to say now because there's certain Legos that work for more than one spec. Like Druid, for example.
Hang on, Mage has 2022-ish, and I've had 7 extra ones since getting all the Legos. So I've had about either 27, 29 on my Mage, and all my alts have 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's... like nearly 50 alone. So it's happened for me about 77 times, maybe something like that.
I still like it though, man.
About 77 times. And
probably had about 45-ish, maybe more at this point, and I still like yes.
It's just so meaningless. And that's what I hate about it.
That's the thing.
Azurite armor is a much better idea. Azurite armor is a miles better idea. You can target it. It has a solid linear upgrade system. It's not Titan forged or anything like that. Yes. It's just the thing that I want. And then you get it, and then you go, I have it, and that's the end of it. There's nothing else.
There's a better version of that armor, though, if you increase the difficulty in there.
Which is fine. If I go and get the highest version from the hardest difficulty, that's it.
That makes sense.
I have it. I did what I needed to do to get it. Done.
Every time that a raid tier comes out, though. Or we're not doing tiers anymore, are we?
No tier armor. But still bonuses and stuff.
Now, all the like the chest piece that drops.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the same things inside this chest.
Correct.
Right, and the difficulty,
There'll be an Elephant, normal, heroic, and mythic. Yeah.
So you just have to get like a new chest and whatever the pieces are every tier, and then you have to power it up every tier as well.
But you've already got the power. You don't do anything new to it.
Once you change the chest though,
because it's based on your necklace power. Because we're getting the Azurite necklaces, aren't we?
And once that's there. Then.
Yeah, that's just like a level. It's like I have a level 90 necklace of fucking Pearl of Azeroth's dick or whatever. And they'll just go, okay, well, this you still, even taking the chest off, you still have the neck of 90 power, so you just spend the points. That's it. Boom, boom.
Yeah, I like that. Don't like the fact there's going to be no fucking set armors, though.
Well, there'll still in a sense, it's fine, because graphically there'll still be sets, and the bonuses will still exist.
Do you promise?
So the only thing that's not going to be there is literally a list of bracers, back, chest, and legs. Yeah, graphically they'll still be sets.
Do you promise that though?
They promised that. They said they're going to work. In fact, they know where the game's going. Being good at the game is passé, bourgeois. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now it's all graphic stuff. I mean, that's what they said. It's like they're going to make sure that all the raids have a really customized graphical theme of armor, and that's what they're focused on. Not making tier sets and shit anymore.
But we are going to get themed armor.
Yes.
Is it going to be class or is it going to be faction?
Same as always. It's just not going to be. There's not going to be a set bonus for having like legs and a chest.
Oh, I'm not asking about the visuals.
Yeah. And the bonuses will now come from the Azurite chest and the Azurite legs.
Do you think we're going to get that?
Why do you sound so sad?
Do you think we're going to get that?
You sound so sad.
Shut up. Do you think we're going to get that frayed, tattered over the shoulder cape like they showed in the concept art? Because the game's over 13 years old, and then they obviously know the designers that make it, and they know that we've never had that before. And they chose to draw that in the concept art. Do you think we'll get that? Do you think we'll get that?
I'm going to call Bible Thump on that one, pal.
Because if they don't, I will kill somebody.
We didn't even get the tattoos this time round, and we were supposed to get them, weren't we?
I'll go out my way to cause someone a lot of trouble if we don't get that cape. And let me tell you why.
It was this expansion we were getting tattoos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get them.
Let me tell you why, though.
Go on then.
Because this game's that old. People have seen these unique capes like on the Lich King, and they chose to show a crowd of people and thousands at home this concept art with that over-the-shoulder tattered long cape on the model of the armor sets that you're getting. Concept art or not, 12 years of game design that's already existing to you, and you show that to someone, and then you don't give it them, you are going to get trouble from me.
I will say this.
That we're not going to get it now.
Let me call this before we go any further. Legendary Ring.
Aha, I didn't play when you were fucking around with Legendary Rings.
No, I'm just saying, what I'm about to say is my personal theory, but don't take this as something that's actually happening. But I have a feeling. Despite what I just said, is that yes, you might get that. And I'm pretty sure with this expansion, BFA is going to be heavily themed on just cosmetics.
Okay.
I have a sneaking feeling that yes, we will. I can't. Don't say insider knowledge. No, I'm just saying that you probably are going to see some pretty extraordinary things cosmetically this time, because that's where the game is going. They know that. It's all about the cosmetics. I think they're going to keep it simple. I don't think there's a lot of development time going into class design or anything like that, because it doesn't need it. Most of the classes are actually fine. There's one or two fucking gobshite specs that need looking at, but not like every expansion where there's a huge overhaul in playstyle. They don't need to do that this time. They have worked on just internal technology this time around, like we've seen with the island AIs. But the content itself, relatively simple. Simple island maps where they can throw some shit in. And what we know now is it almost randomly generates itself. I think it's going to be cosmetic as fuck.
I fucking opened my mouth to say that before. What? In fact, it's a good example. That Gen Greymane, right? I want that fucking duster.
Me too.
He's the Worgen who stood with Anduin. Greybeard,
yeah. Okay.
That grey duster that he's got, right? Imagine that on a rogue. That's one, right? Two, his fucking Worgen model. You know, because he's not
got a different Worgen model.
Mate, it's more humanoid, but he's still a fucking wolf. You know, like a Warg modelling game, like when you pick a character and they've got like this, and they've got fucking hands like garden rakes.
Yeah.
No, just make it more fucking humanoid, like a wolf. Not as jacked as a werebear, and not as small as a human. Somewhere in the middle, and I will roll every fucking character as a Worgen. As long as they're proper wolf like.
As long as they don't, as long as they don't have that walking animation.
Why do they look like this? They're not fucking touring with a hunched neck.
I hated being a Worgen. I hated being.
Imagine it though. Again, like fucking Worgen, the leader of the Worgen. You can't even.
I was about to say, like Rem says, we are getting uprights of a lot of.
Why can't we do it with Worgens?
Well, they might be. That's what I'm saying. 'Cause I think there's a lot of cosmetic stuff coming.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, where else is the development time going right now? That's the question. Because it's not going into major new stuff. There's going to be a new raid and blah, blah, blah. We've seen bits of that. But I think it's going to be all graphical.
That's not like...
So.
Don't just say no for being a pleb, but if you had a Worgen that looked more humanoid, less fucking rake hands, and looked more like Gen, as opposed to what it would be now, would you make a character a Worgen? I'd fucking too, right? Not my rogue, though, because that's class fantasy of being Slade Wilson. But, like, other characters? Fuck yeah, I would. A monk, for sure. Then have his claws just to fucking lacerate faces and shit.
As somebody who hasn't played Alliance in a really long time and plays in a realm where there is about 6 Alliance players, I actually haven't seen a Worgen in game for probably a year or so. So I couldn't tell you.
Even what Demonic's saying there, I'm not even saying that as a joke. Fat goblins, like Gallywicks, shit like that, not just like skinny little goblins, proper fucking tubsters.
I think they have a real issue with doing too many. They said this, haven't they? It's really difficult to make too many player characters because they have to make sure every armor piece in the game fits to the new models, and that makes it really hard.
Male panda. That rule is not applied since they brought male pandas.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they said. Is it's very difficult for them because every time they bring in a different model, they have to make sure every armor piece in the game works in some form or another, and it doesn't fucking just break because somebody's bound to have some shitty belt on that suddenly looks like a fucking cross chest piece or some shit.
I think that's just a fucking excuse.
I don't think so. That makes sense because they've got to wrap the texture around.
They've basically, yeah, I get that, but here's the thing though: they've fucking blown that ship out the water by, again, the same example, the male panda, because the torso of a male panda is fucking astronomically bigger in comparison to any other character model. And all models that are, let's say, pre-mop armor sets look fucked on a male panda because it, like, you get normal pixelation here and then just stretched fucking pixelation here.
Just the polygons are real.
I'm talking about like a fat panda. All he's going to have is a fucking second chin or something like that, maybe a big podgy belly, but on a smaller character model, it's obviously going to have the same hitbox as a regular goblin.
I can't believe how happy people are at the idea of the fat goblin.
Do you know what I'm saying, though?
I would totally play the
These
shit out of
ideas are fucking pearls. It's like I'm literally death blossoming, shotguns full of pearls everywhere. And Blizzard's like, no. What we're going to go with is standard capes. Not even tattered over the shoulder capes. What we're going to do is nothing.
Fat goblins, is that really what you want? Weapons, Titan Forging and BFA.
It's going to happen.
Is it? Are they going to do some Azerite weaponry? They might do that. They might do Azerite weapons. That would defeat that. Because Titan Forging weapons is really dumb. Really dumb. But Fire Mage braces are really dumb as well. Like, they're not against dumbing. Titan Forge is staying, whether you like it or not. They don't apply it to Azerite armor, which is fine, but Titan Forging in and of itself is not going away. They have confirmed that. It's not going away.
See, even that on the flip side, mate, yeah? Jacked male pandas. Without a fucking gut. And they don't look like King from Tekken, but a panda. Yeah? Jacked.
Titan Forging is dumb. I don't even think the community likes Titan Forging. Even when I did that video on it, it's supposed to benefit
people who don't have access to high-level content.
It's supposed to be a benefit.
Forging. It's bullshit.
But I don't think they do.
Get rid of it.
I don't think they do either. I think it's fucking crazy. And now with the Rated.io stuff, where the community said, look, this Titan Forging business is bullshit. So we're finding a system where your gear doesn't matter anymore. And now people are like, well, fuck, dude. I got all this cool Titan Forging, and it doesn't even matter now because I can't get anything done with it. Like, and the really high stuff, I'm getting screwed over because the player base was like, well, we're not dealing with this anymore. We're fucking doing away with it. I don't know. I don't think it helped out as much as they hoped. As long as they get... Look, for me, BFA, all I want to see is RNG mostly gone. in gameplay. Gameplay RNG. I want that gone.
I like it to some extent, though, I've got to say. Not into the terms of, like, I'm going to say one end of the rainbow, obviously, being fucking, in my personal experience, is roller bones. No, not like that. Right? What are you doing? Food, beard, smokes.
Cigarette? I went at full
But yeah, but on the other end, one of the things of why I like the Ellie Shammy is just some of those times you get like instacast lava bursts.
Oh no, I'm fine with that. I'm talking about huge, enormous buffs that you have no control over. Not game, because you can't have gameplay be completely static. Well, you can in some cases, and people like that. But in order for your class not to be boring as fuck, you can't mess around with it.
That is the one person in the entire fucking gameplay of Legion who's just defended Roll the Bones. Karik, re-roll. We rogues don't want you.
Re-roll your bones.
We don't want you. RNG is some shit.
But massive over-the-top buffs that you have no control over are just not fun. They're not fun. They completely kill your soul. They take a lot of the fun out of the top end and stuff, certainly. But you need class RNG, as long as it doesn't go too far, like the Frost Mage.
Yeah.
Like the Frost Mage, for me, and I know people are going to rage, but for me, the Frost Mage is one of the worst specs in the game right now. I detest it with a fucking passion. Absolutely hate that fucking spec. Because it is 100% reliant on RNG gameplay procs. And it's the fucking worst. Like, to play it, sometimes you just want to just walk away from your PC.
You're specking to maximise your percentage chance of good rolls.
On Varamathras Mythic, I do the ad job. Like, it's a bitch job, but it gets the boss kill. Because for me, as I do in the Get Good series, the last thing I want in the world on Varamathras Mythic, where you have to deal with ads, is to wipe for ads. Because it's infuriating. You can prevent it. Yeah, it's infuriating. The other mechanic that can wipe you is dealing with Necrotic, which needs 3 people to react instantly, deal with it, and get out of there. The last thing I want to die to is an ad, because you have like 2.5 seconds to kill these ads. They have millions of HP. And so what I do as a Frost Mage, I play Frost. It's the only fight I currently play Frost, is I have to proc my procs. Right? I have to generate them for every ad. So I want ideally a Brain Freeze proc, and that's it. If I've got a Brain Freeze, I'm good. I can go a minute without proccing one. And you're just pressing Frostball over and over and over again. And you're literally like, what is this? This is just the worst gameplay you can possibly imagine. Let me try and compare it to a rogue. Let's say Death from Above was a proc.
Poison Bomb's a good example for this, I'm guessing.
No, because Poison Bomb just happens. Like, you can't do anything with it. Okay. You need something that you can actually press.
Right.
So your finisher is a proc. That's what I'm saying to you. Your finisher is a proc. This is how Frost really plays. And you just have to spam backstab until it happens. And you can't do anything at all. You just have to sit there and hope. No Death from Above for a minute. Can you imagine? That's what it's like.
So what's the actual... Because I don't play fucking Mage or Frost. So what are you waiting for at that point? Talk me through.
Right, a Frost Mage works like this. It's super dogshit basic and it sucks. You fire a Frostbolt, and a Frostbolt can either proc a Brain Freeze, which is where you can cast a spell called Flurry, and then you can Ice Lance, which all works in synergy with all your other stuff, right? Everything else is reliant on this system, because it reduces all your cooldowns and everything. So it's really cool when it happens. Or it can proc an Ice Lance. So if it procs an Ice Lance, you can go Frostbolt, Ice Lance. If it procs a Flurry, you can go Frostbolt, Flurry, Ice Lance, right? That's where you start pressing your other buttons. But those procs are totally RNG. So sometimes they'll be back-to-back. I had a pull on Varamathras this week that was like 5 million DPS. Because it just happened. And then other times it just doesn't happen.
So
you're just pressing Frostball over and 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 over. And in a minute, we're talking about a 1.3 second cast or something. Imagine how many Frostballs you're casting when nothing happens. And this is I even wear the class ring on Varamathras, because if I haven't got a Brain Freeze, I can wear the class ring, which gives me more Ice Lance procs. Even then, it doesn't happen. Woo!
That sucks.
Yeah, it's really bad. I consider it to be one of the worst specs in the game right now.
Really?
Absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, if you play it as a main, so you're putting hours into it, it's awful. It was really good in Nighthold. Give me Nighthold Frost any fucking day of the week. because we had set bonuses that increased the chance of RNG, so it smoothed it out. It gave like 5% extra, 5% extra, you know, things like that. So it really smoothed it out, and it was so much more interesting. And now we've kind of lost those because the gears go up and the new sets don't have that bonus. And still we're wearing old set bonuses, and still it's like, do something. Anyway, for me, there you go. That's where I'm at. So that needs a look.
So what would you...
That needs a fucking look.
Here's the thing, though. Rate these three from worst to best.
Ah,
right?
Shit, I'm going to annoy someone.
You ready?
Go on.
Frost Mage.
Right.
Rep Paladin.
Yeah.
Survival Hunter.
Rep best. Survival next, because survival's not reliant on RNG, really.
No, I don't mean RNG, just like in terms of playing it. So
I would rather play Ret or survival than Frost.
Really?
Oh yeah, for
Holy
sure.
Shit.
I would get way less angry. Way less angry playing those. Like Ret for me is just boring. Like the last time I want to put in there the last time I played it, which has been a while now. It was just boring. It was very predictable. Same old over and over again. Like, it's not going to hold my interest for hours and hours at a time. Unless I'm getting to do blessings on people or I'm getting to do something else, I'm not going to be too interested. I'm talking about... They're called hands now. BFA, change the fucking spell back to Blessing of Protection. It's never Hand of Protection. It's never going to be Hand of Protection. It's Blessing of Protection. It's Blessing of Freedom. Fuck you, Blizz. Change it back. And I'm fucking serious. I can't stand that they've changed that spell how many times now? Why? Fuck you. And survival is just, it falls over itself sometimes, but it keeps going. It keeps fucking going.
I would say, and I know that it's something that you don't like playing, that if Ret was better, I'd probably start off as a Paladin for the next expansion, but I don't like Ret. I love prop. I fucking love playing prop, but...
Battle cry.
What?
It's recklessness. It's always been recklessness. It always
fuck!
will be reckless.
It totally is!
Why is it now battle cry?
That's only just fucking made sense to me,
It's
that you've done.
infuriating. It kills me. Why? Battle cry sounds so much more pussy. Right? It's recklessness, and it always will be recklessness. Change it back and stop fucking around with it. God damn it, man. It drives me nuts. It infuriates me. Why change it? Why?
Commanding, shout, rally and cry.
It has cry in the title. Warriors never cry.
Well, do you remember the fucking banners? Was it on Arms Watch?
I loved the banners. I thought the banners were really
they were
cool.
a mint
Yeah,
idea.
I thought the banners were a top idea. I really liked that. And I also
Good
liked
for class fantasy.
I also liked that totem that we used to get from the elemental shamans. Fuck, what's that thing called? That gave you like, was it crit damage? Stormlash? Is it Stormlash totem? Yeah, boys! I love that stuff.
Fury.
No, what was it called? That totem that we had in Mop. Stormlash. It was Stormlash, right? Yeah. Not Wind Fury. Sky Fury? You're all saying random names. Totem of Wrath? The one that gave like 3% crit damage or something. So if you were playing your Destro Warlock, you went... There wasn't a Destro Warlock alive who didn't have the biggest weak aura or tell me when that totem was down, because he was just about to pop off. Shit was about to go down. Totem of Wrath? Yeah, boys, that's the shit. Phosphorus donated 200 quid! What class do you play, though? Thank you very much for your generosity, dude. I just noticed that. Thank you very, very much, man. Even while getting angry. I don't know. I bet he plays a Frost Mage.
I bet he plays a Rogue.
Where is he? Is it a Frost Mage? Thank you very much, man. Thank you very, very much. But, yeah. So, getting back to the original point, then. Rewind that shit. BFA has got to be really soon. It's got to
Holy
be,
shit,
man.
how far did we go down the rabbit hole before
I don't
we
know.
took
Probably
it
like
off
an hour of conversation. But
Jesus
it's got to be.
Christ.
It's got to be. It's got to be like Monday or Tuesday is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
No
this week. I'm fucking
way.
telling you, boys.
No way.
It has to be. We can't stay like this.
Nah. I reckon at least mid-Feb. Mid-Feb, yeah. For Alpha.
Yeah, we're talking about alpha. Yeah, the alpha. Or as beta as...
Start to mid-Feb.
We'll have to label the videos as beta. Do you remember that?
Who was it who did that?
It was Bell. It was Bell.
Bell.
It was Bell. It says beta on the patch notes. Fucking Jesus. We're joining. Ours is live. We're playing the live version.
Mate.
The live version. No, they're gonna bring it soon. Alpha is 30th confirmed. I haven't seen that. You guys are all just talking.
Hey, if it is, then I win. I said start of Feb. Huzzah!
BFA for Valentine's Week, because we all know the alpha nerds won't be going out. Real's real bad, man.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, should I? Should I laugh at that? Should I not laugh at that? I will be going out and playing it, so I win both. You're all cooks.
Well, we'll just get a pizza in. Nailed it.
Fuck you guys.
What classes are definitely going to get looked at? Survival, we know. They've already said they're going to look at that. Demonology, they're going to look at Demonology. I think they did mention they're going to look at Outlaw a little bit. They're going to look at Outlaw a little bit. But I think they love Roll the Bones, boys.
It's a fucking joke. I tell you
I
what,
love the animation. It looks awesome.
The animation, yeah, but like, let's put it this way. That spec relies on that, which is why I don't use it when I'm playing. I use slice and dice. But no, 2 of their fucking tier sets have done something, including their artifact weapon as well, to enhance Roll the Bones. That's how.
Yeah, they've had to modify it a lot of times to make that happen.
Just let it go, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I think that's going to change. I think they're going to switch that around. Other than that, though,
I want to get in touch, mate. I want to make the samurai spec a thing. It's going to happen.
I mean, people say like Holy Pally. I mean, I really like the Holy Pally right now. I really like the Holy Paladin.
I've spec'd mine to give it a try, because I'm going to gear up my healers a little bit once I'm comfy with my tanks again. For Mage Towers only. Don't expect me to heal your raids. Go fuck yourself. What am I, like a woman?
I said this in the latest TDP. I love the latest Get Good, actually. There's some people who love Affliction. I don't like it. But not you can't change every spec so you would personally like it. That's not how WoW works, right? You're never going to get it so that every... you can't change every spec to what you would like. So I'm okay with there being specs I don't like. As long as they're not bad specs. Right? That's fine. Right? That's totally fine.
I don't like Shadow.
Well, there you go. But you wouldn't try and change Shadow if millions of people love Shadow. That's fine. I don't like Shadow.
Makes sense,
yeah, I don't like Shadow. That's okay. Guess what I'm going to do? Not play Shadow. But it doesn't mean Shadow's a bad spec. No. It has some issues, like, in Mapla and whatnot, that they're trying to fix, and they'll find a way of doing that. But overall, I don't think there's much that's going to get changed. I think this is going to be one of the strangest expansions in terms of most classes are going to say the same. The biggest controversy is going to be is what are they doing with the artifact abilities? Because we've seen I forget the rep one. It's not called the Ashbringers. It's called fucking
Ashes. Something with Ashes.
Ashes to Ashes.
Maybe.
Is it Ashes to Ashes? Wake of Ashes.
Wake of Ashes.
Wake of Ashes. Wake of Ashes is like. Oh, on the last screenshot we saw, Wake of Ashes was a talent. It was a 110 talent. What are they going to do with can Frost play without Even Bolt? Probably not. So that's got to be baseline, I would think. I don't think you can make that talent.
Oh, you think they're going to integrate these talents?
Well, the artifact's going away, because we've now got, in the new patches, we're going to have that shit where your AP drains, but doesn't actually do anything. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to play out.
If that's next
patch...
The
graphic looks cool.
I've seen it, yeah. If that's next patch, when's the next patch?
We don't know. We don't know when the next patch is.
Because
the next patch started to be the allied
It's
races.
unstable AP, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unstable artifacts.
Now that looks like it's really, really trying to count down for when we're getting this game. If in terms of a visual perspective and direction of what that visual does for me, that indicates that it looks unstable to me. It's like a bomb ready to go off. Mm-hmm. So that says soon to me. Soon, not fucking elongated, not fucking 8 months away. That says soon. So they may be closer to fucking doing something with this game than we think they are.
I don't think so. I think they need to test it.
Unless it's something that speeds up over time and it's getting to the critical mass point of when that's a cool fucking idea, that Blizzard. Fuck you, you can pay me if you want that idea. The fact where the unstable thing, just it's only fucking minor at first. But by the time the expansion's out, it's like...
I think that is where they're going with it. Yeah, I think they're going to make it very visual. And the way it looks to me is they're going to use... The only way I would agree with you on that one is if when we get the alpha, it's a big alpha. Because last time it wasn't. I think the alpha we got for Legion was about 4 specs with only 4 classes or something like that. Only 4 of them had artifact quest lines. They didn't have them all. Because I remember we were waiting forever for things like BM Hunter. We were waiting forever for that, and I think it was priests. We didn't have any priest artifact quest for ages. Might have been Dis or something like that. We were waiting forever, and they gave us one zone at a time. So like we got High Mountain for one of the alphas, and then the next one gave us like Stormheim or something like that. Yeah, I remember the Alpha Fury Warrior.
Did it play good?
It was well good. It was well good. It had multiple play styles. It was so cool. It had this awesome ability. Oh, the artifact ability that was built in was la 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 la.
Oh shit! London Spitfires won. Go London!
Go. Is that the London Overwatch team?
Yes, mate.
It's got nobody from England in it, though, right?
And it's owned by an American company, but
Don't matter. It's called London.
It's got part of my country in its name, mate.
Yeah, it is the London one. Yeah, Fury's much better now, actually. Nupsy said you need to play Fury because he's really enjoying it now. But I'm just basing it on the Alpha Fury that we
The only thing I like about Fury is the fact that I got the BIS Mage Tower Lego on the day that I went to do the Mage Tower. And that's my only good memory of Warrior in all 3 specs. I hate that class.
You really hate
that
Warrior?
That is bottom 3 for
me.
me.
I hate Pro. I don't like Pro.
Bottom 3. I say bottom 3. I've not yet capped my lock and I've not made a Mage yet. Those are the only 2 that I've not dick with, but Warrior's definitely fucking.
I think you'd really like a Fury Fire Mage, especially
when we get
now.
the new races. I'm going to give it a fucking.
Yeah, I think you need some gear on a Fire Mage, but once you get there and you're like proper critting a lot, it gets really good because there's none of this like I hope because the problem with Fire as in early game is like really hope I crit soon. Because that's kind of what I need to happen. But now, like, you're just all day. If you don't crit, it's like, what? What is this pleb tactics that's going on here? Why am I not critting all day? So we'll see that. Yeah, I hope. I mean, same. People know my feelings on the Warrior right now. I mean, I would put Prot Warrior up there, but I've heard more and more people who really enjoy Prot Warrior now because they're just flooding you with rage, which seems really like a cheesy fix in a way. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel very cool. Doesn't feel very cool. But we'll see what's going on. Like, what other specs just don't work without their artifact abilities? There's so many, right? And they need to figure out which ones are going to be baseline, which ones are going to be
There's some
talents.
that are just really shit, though. Like, Prot Warriors for me. I don't think that I ever fucking... No.
Because I think Stormkeeper's now a talent.
Oh, for the...
Elemental. Yeah, Stormkeeper, I believe, is an endpoint talent now. The last we saw, Stormkeeper was being a talent.
Oh, I fucking love that ability.
It's cool, isn't it?
And do you know what I love? When I see a fucking tank do a massive pull on my Ellie Shaman, you just get that big fucking Grinch smile on your face. You raise that shit up, channel that electric and just let fucking rip. But to the point where you get that sweet, sweet, creamy goodness of there being enough mobs to completely cap your Maelstrom. So you just fire one in, earthquake, fire one in. It's just going...
I've got to say, though, I still prefer the slightly longer cast that it used to have. Because now the animation is very quick.
Ah, but the new animations of it.
Yeah, the animation right now is very, very fast. But the original version, I think it was about a 3-second cast or something, but it was well good because it went... And then you just went,
tell you what,
fuck you, buddy!
I noticed it this week. I've not looked at my casting classes since they brought in the new animations, but... My Ellie Shaman's a female panda, but when she does Lava Burst, like, the cast for Electric is just the usual fucking, like, left and right with her hands like this. But when she's doing Lava Burst, she fucking, like, rips it from the ground and she, like...
Isn't that cool?
She grinds her fucking teeth,
yeah,
and then just sends it forward. But the fact that she actively just, like, rips it up and her hands are shaking, you can see it building in her hands, and she just fires it forward.
Even the stupid shit like the shocks come from alternate hands.
Yes!
When that animation came, that was a 7.3 animation change. It was really cool.
Loved it.
Zappy boys. But there's loads of Jericho top and bottom 3 specs. What do I think the best specs in the game right now are? Ooh, I haven't played enough of them up to date to fucking say. So this is going to be guesswork and people are going to disagree with me. But right now for me, Fire Mage is up there. Like, despite the horrid RNG, which is basically if you're pushing for a rank 1, that's the only time. But when it's still really fun to play. It's really fun to play the Fire Mage right now. I really like it. There's something about my current Fire Mage when I'm ready to go. It's hard to beat the feeling on my Fire Mage when I've got the Braces proc, I've got my personal Bloodlust ready, and I can drop that rune, which like buffs all my damage, and I start casting that fucking 4-second pyro. and then I'm about to pop combustion off, and then just let it fly, and you just see like 20 million or something pop off the target, and you know you're getting ready for it because you're like, it happens quite regularly. This is why
it's a predictable boom to some extent.
It's not predictable, but it happens regularly enough that you get to experience it at least a few times a night, which is like you'll just fire off this pyro, your combustion's just about ready, and you fire it off, and suddenly that icon appears. It's like your braces are ready to go, and I'm like, oh shit! And you get the right position. And you drop that rune, you buff yourself up, you bloodlust yourself, so you've got this you're about to fucking pop off. And the ultra rare cases where every pyro you cast procs your braces again. So you're just going mega combustion, mega pyro, mega pyro. When that happens, that is a good feel.
Yeah.
It's a good feel when that happens. It really is. Yeah, you're sending in damage that is unrealistically large. And it's all kind of controlled besides the bracer proc. And even if you don't have that, typically you're going to get one. Usually you can save one, so you're going to get that pretty regularly. The one where it just goes proc, 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 that's pretty rare. But once, when that does happen though, you just go... but I think Fire Mage right now is in a really good place. Cool. I really like it. I'm told, so maybe I shouldn't be on my list, but Windwalker is really, really good. Enhancement Shaman is really good right now. The way they've got Enhancement playing right now is really nice.
I played about 3 weeks of Enhancement, went back to Ellie.
Yeah.
It's good, but I always gauge things off melee in terms of, obviously everyone does, in terms of personal preference, and I just prefer other melees, so I went back to Elemental purely on the grounds that I fucking love Elemental. Elemental is definitely top 3 for me.
Yeah. I mean, Ellie has been my vote since the start. Ellie only went through a bad time. I want to say Emerald Nightmare, early Tov was a bad time for Ellie, purely because its damage output wasn't there. But gameplay-wise, it was still great. Like, gameplay-wise, it was fantastic. And I'm really happy because, we'll do it again this time around, is I will recommend the specs that I think are going to be great for the expansion. And last time we chose Windwalker Monk, Shadow Priest, and Elemental Shaman, I think, were the top 3 recommended specs. If you were thinking of re-rolling, I recommend these 3. And nearly everybody's just had a really good time with that, who followed that. So I was really chuffed with that. We pretty much nailed it. Shadow Priest got screwed a little bit because of the M+, which is unfortunate. But in terms of healers, though, how can you beat Dis? I hope there's a certain someone not here. But it's hard to beat Discipline.
The best healer? Yeah. Really?
It's so good. It is. Once you get used to what it's doing, oh my god, it's good. It's so fucking good. I almost played a Shaman for Legion. I was very close because I loved it, but it's hard to beat this. Resto Shaman. Oh, he's fucking a prick. Dis and Holy. I like Holy Priest as well. I think Holy Priest is really cool. Honestly, I can't think of a healer I dislike. Mistweaver's been my least played, but I do enjoy it when I play it. I have no issues with it, but Resto Shaman is a blast. Doesn't quite have enough... I think the Holy Pally tilts it out. That Beacon of Virtue is so cool. So cool. But Dis Priest is so fun. It really is. It's a shame it's got its weaknesses where sometimes it's just not that effective. But Dis to play is so good. Especially when you set up the mega... Because it has a wombo combo system. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, once you learn how to do the wombo combo... Because I don't know if you know how Dis works, but you have to put a buff on people for them to receive your healing.
Is it atonement?
Yeah, it's called atonement. So you have to get atonement on people. So when it's massive predictable damage coming, you can basically atonement everybody and then fire off this spell called Light's Wrath, which is based on how many atonements you have out. And boom.
Is it a quick way of putting atonement on everyone?
Yeah, you have to set up for it. So you have this similar to a DPSer where you're setting up and preparing for this moment, which is what this is about. This is very predictive damage. It's not like reactive to damage, which is like, oh shit, someone took a load of damage, now I need to heal it up. This is like, oh shit, damage is about to happen, I need to prepare for it to happen. To let you know how powerful this thing is, my boy Crummy in the chat had a problem. On Kill Jaden, there's a point where somebody has to suicide on Kill Jaden Mythic. They couldn't because although that person was taking Fell Claws, which should one-shot you essentially, the healing he was putting out during that was preventing them from fucking dying because he had set up the wombo combo, which people had to like make cancel or atonement macros to get away from the fucker. Yeah, really cool when he set it up. But this has its problems, but that's for me, it's part of the game. You have to have some niches. Otherwise, it's no fun. If everyone does the same... They tried that in Kata and Mop, where everybody had a generic slow heal and then the fast expensive heal. It got so boring. The niches are so much better. Like having goods and bads, I think is really cool. But there you go. So yeah, for healers, I would rate Atonement number 1. Probably Resto Shaman, Holy Pally 2 and 3. Druid's kind of Druid. Still doing shit he was doing in TBC. It hasn't really moved on from them.
Druid's got too many fucking ins and outs. When you cast in one spell, it can do 2 fucking things, and I just cannot be arsed with that. Shami I enjoyed when I tried it. Paladin I need to do a little more on. Disc I didn't understand at all because obviously I just didn't understand that.
Yeah, it's something you should try because once you clock what's going on, especially once you do some proper like mouse over stuff, you're an actual full-on DPSer at that point and doing this alternate thing at the same time, and it's really fun, really interesting. In terms of tanks though, easy. Blood DK, Vengeance, Demon Hunter. Fucking gameplay wise, gameplay wise, not like actual tank effectiveness wise.
Oh, gameplay wise, do you know what? Yeah, I'd still go with Blood DK, but just to fucking annoy people, not just to annoy people. I like Prop Paladin.
Prop Paladin is so easy to get into and get going with.
Do you know, it's
for a basic start.
It's the visuals. It's the fucking visuals. The new sound effects and the graphical changes in the animation of Consecration. Just that supersonic sound of it crashing as it hits the floor and just splashes. And the fucking shield, man. The shield! And then how do I take less damage? How do I do that? I'm going to smash you in the fucking face with my shield. That's what I'm going to do.
I know I'm getting a lot of shit for not saying Brewmaster, but I've been through this so many times this expansion. I have a slight, minor, tiny, little issue with the Brewmaster that makes me really dislike it. And it's nothing that would affect anyone else. So I'm going to say, I don't want to get into details because I can't really explain it myself. The only person who's been really able to understand what I'm talking about is Shade. I was like, this moment right now, we'll be playing our Brewmasters for like 20 hours or something like that. And then I'll say, it just happened. And I'm fucking so angry that it just happened.
What?
There's a...
You have to explain
I
it.
can't.
It's a fucking loaded comment.
No, because...
Do you know what that's like? That's like your parents saying to their kids, shut up. It's like their parents saying to their kids,
No,
I've just bought you a Christmas present.
It's not a secret.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
No, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's like there's a point when you want to react to some situations, and the Brewmaster has various cooldowns and things, which means you can't do it immediately. And it happens really rarely. But when it happens, it fucking kills my soul as somebody who's tanked for so long. Like, it drives me mental.
Is it because you want to play like a fucking disc tank, is what you're
No,
saying?
I'm not saying
You want
that.
to be predictive as opposed to responsive.
Because if I was on any other tank, it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, this is what it is, though. You're talking about stagger.
No!
But what is it then? You've just basically explained the stagger mechanic, and it's not stagger.
No, it's nothing defensive at all. It's...
What, have you got too much mobility?
Some people get it. Like, Cranial gets it. And it's only if you've been tanking for ages that you'll notice these moments where you want to respond to, like, a fresh... Let's say you've just gathered a load of ads, right? And then just one drifts away slightly. And in some occasions, because of certain very specific situations, like positioning, where the group looks to be, the type of mob you're tanking, all these factors have to come into play on here. You can't do what you want to do as a Brewmaster. And other tanks could deal with, don't have that issue. And it's so fucking specific. And I know it is. And I know it's like, that's not a big deal. I agree. To everybody in the world, it's not a big deal. It fucking kills me every time it happens. And it only happens on a Brewmaster. Only. And I fucking hate it. I hate it so much.
I thought I had issues.
I can't help the way I feel, man. I can't help the way I feel. I can't help it. That's every now and again I just go... It knocks the shit out of me. See, you're trying to... you see... Look, this is why I can't talk about it. Because everyone's like, well, you could do Tart and Lightning. And that. There are scenarios that come up where, no, you can't do that. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Why couldn't you Lightning? I'm asking you. I'm not fucking baiting you.
I don't want to get into this. This has been the longest part of any... yeah, I'm just leaving it there. I'm choosing to no longer talk about it. But for me...
What a bad host!
No! I've talked about it more than I wanted to. I'm just saying...
No, all I'm trying to do... fuck the chat right now. I'm trying to do it for my personal benefit is...
Play it!
No.
Play it!
I want to know, like... You've set the scene for me. You've really set the scene for me, but you've not told me what the problem is and why this is a problem.
Because
you can't react to it like another tank would.
The scenario that happens that causes me to do this,
right,
that causes me to feel this way, might not even happen for 2 weeks if I play it as a main. This is how small of a situation we're talking about.
Still kind of know what it is, though. You fucking let it
because
down
there's so many
already.
factors that happen to make it happen, and it only lasts for about a window of 1 to 2 seconds. I'm genuinely being serious here. When it happens, it lasts for 1 or 2 seconds and then it's fine. But that 1 or 2 seconds kills me.
You could have dealt with it differently on another tank.
Yes, every time, because it never happens to the other tanks. But it's not like I'm not trying to say it. It's not that. I'm trying to... Forget it. Shade knows what I'm talking about. Ask him. He's experienced it as well, and he goes... Some tanks just go, I know exactly what you mean. And then you go, we know. We know when it happens.
Don't just fuck it. You tank properly, you just press all the buttons.
There you go, see. There you go.
Worked for me.
Let it be that way. It's like a cryptic crossword. I can't... I'll tell you what, I'll try and do for you. Look, this is the only way I can describe it. I'll play my Brewmaster.
TDP next week.
No, it won't, because it won't happen in that dungeon. It needs to.
But you can talk about it during the TDP. As
no, because it won't happen.
Well, I'm just saying for the sake of variety. And
I'll try and get it to happen. That's all I'm saying. I'll try and get it to happen. For the sake of
variety and what people are going to want to see, I think you should do a Brewmaster TDP next week.
I think Brewmasters are playing permanently with Rushing Jade Wind now as well, aren't they?
Okay. Any shows in TDP?
I'll try and get it to happen, and then I'll take you through it in ultra slow motion. Why the fuck I'm annoyed.
Okay.
And I'll try and do that.
Next week, though, right?
I'll try. But like I say, it's so rare. I didn't notice it.
I'm not baiting you to... I'm not baiting this argument or this problem. I just want you to play it as
it's not as simple as some people want it to be, which is like, oh, well, when you're doing this, and this, these cooldowns don't last long enough. That's something that can happen all the time. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a very specific scenario of things that all occur together. And once they all, like the moon's aligning, once all those things happen together, a little event occurs that lasts 1 or 2 seconds, and it's like, that's fucking really annoying. That's really irritating.
Is it more of a feel thing?
It's a personal thing. It's nothing more, nothing less.
No, I mean, is it something like, I don't know.
I can't do what would be the best thing to do for tanking. That every instinct in my body
so you feel
like tanking says, this is what should be happening right now, and I can't make it happen because of this class. And then 2 seconds later, I can make it happen. I know. Look, it's not a simple thing to explain. I'm sorry. Is it sound? No, I don't even play with sound. People were telling me to turn the sound off to get your FPS up. I was like, play with sound.
Whatever. You better make sure that it stays on as well when you're recording you.
What?
I got some fucking stick off the one TDP that you didn't have game sound on. I
always have game sound.
I had to have really dim music on it. People are like, what the fuck is this music? It's like, don't fucking look at me, mate, or else you want to sit here for 30 minutes in silence.
I know I'm weird like that, but I never play with sound. It actually infuriates me when I have to do the TDP and have the sound on. People notice that when I start the TDP, sometimes I turned all the volume down to 0 on my headphones. So I can't hear it. I still have to wear my headphones though, because it feels uncomfortable playing WoW without headphones.
I know what you mean.
And I can't listen to music because then you'll hear it in the TDP.
It's completely cancelled out.
Yeah.
Like I've got no sound if I'm listening around.
It feels so comfortable to play WoW without a headset on now that I will rather have the headset on with no noise than anything else. There you go. Loads of bosses have spec-specific calls for abilities, but they also visually do something. I mean, you've got a boss timer. What are you talking about? You're talking nonsense. Everybody can play with no sound. Sound is a crux.
I like sound.
It's a crutch. It's a crutch. There you go. Do arcane mages not need the artifact ability? Let me make sure I get this right. It's thingy. The thing on the floor that goes woo.
I don't fucking know.
Who plays arcane?
What year is it?
Arcane's really funny with the shoulders, actually. Arcane is really funny. But ultimately, you press an arcane explosion. The fuck is that spell called? It's cool as well. And then it explodes.
Mark of Alieneth.
Mark of Alieneth. Yeah, that thing.
See, I even knew
no, you don't need Mark of Alieneth. No, that's just a damaging spell. No, you don't. Are you raiding with Emma at any point? Let's take a quick break. when we come back, we'll carry this on because we haven't even finished our 7-3-5 talk, and we'll have some drama. How's that sound to you guys? How's that sound to you guys? Adrian donated 10 big ones. Thank you, Adrian, you big wiggle snums.
Adrian!
All right, let's take a quick break. Forget that anybody mentioned the Brewmaster.
I'm going to bring it up on Monday morning. And you'll do a TDP on it.
All right, sounds good to me. Welcome back, heroes. Heroes. Explain Brewmaster. Fuck off. No. It wouldn't affect anybody in this chat, probably. Like, 1 out of everybody here would ever notice it. It's such a stupid thing. I know it's stupid. I know it's dumb. You need to understand this. I know that it's dumb. I am well aware that it's a dumb, stupid thing. So leave me alone. I'm allowed to think that way. I'm allowed to have something that's really dumb. Anyway, for those of you wondering what was in the chat, today's TDP is a bit of a doozy. The worst run we've had yet. Which, you think the last one's going to be the worst. Like that healing Holy Priest one.
You made it, though.
The healing, you think the Holy Priest one was the worst of the year so far. We need to do a top 5 runs at the end of the year. I need to write them down somewhere and keep a log of like which the worst was. But the one we had today was, I mean, it fell apart before the first trash mob died. To have a group fall apart before the first trash mob dies, I have never witnessed that before. That was incredible. Absolute chicken idiot. Jesus Christ. Sorry for the spoilers, but all I'm going to say is, there you go. There you go. Oh man, the legacy, I am scratched up bad. I felt like a dick because we filmed the finale scene and also a different scene. We were waiting for, well, it was a very difficult prop to handle.
Funny. I had fun with it.
It's a very difficult prop to handle, and it has a lot of bloopers that come with it. But there you go, man. There you go. So I am scratched up though. I think I can see a few scratches here. There. No, they're not red enough. Oh, well, there you go. Ow. Reminds me of last night. Yeah. Reminds me of last night.
Right.
Yeah. But there you go. I'm not sure why I keep getting hit in the balls. We might have to scrap that. People don't realise that takes multiple takes. And it's very risky.
No, we don't scrap it.
It's very risky.
You just get a cup. Or do you just want to take all the fun out of it? It's the risk.
You guys wouldn't mind if I stopped getting hit in the balls, right?
It's the risk. I like it.
Yeah?
I like it. Come on, it's tradition, though.
No, it's good. I mean, since the start of the year, we've Andy's now in charge of our schedule, and it's worked out really well. Like, we have everything set up for weeks in advance. In fact, we've got, guess what's this week? The Until Dawn prequel.
And we need to double check it, by the way, because some are still saying the 24th is the release date.
Okay.
And we've got it down to the 25th, so we do need to check that. So we're
See, schedule issues, boys. Schedule. Sub if we don't get kicked in the balls. You're not even subbed. Joke's on you, dude.
Probably talk about you.
Joke's on you, dude. But yeah, so hopefully, I can't wait for that. That's going to be fucking awesome, man. That's going to be so good. We've had such a good stream week. The Monkey Island playthroughs has been some of the best stream we've had. It's been so fucking fun. So fucking cool. Those games are amazing. Really good. Right. Shall we have a drama? Go and watch the TDP after this show. Ideally. After this show. Okay. This is going to be a thing. Alright, so we need you guys. Because the title is this. Now, after your performance tonight, guys, with the whole Brewmaster situation, I'm not sure.
Tommy Dip Fingers and Slippery Paul.
Yeah, that's who we've.
Do you remember the full name of the store?
Slippery Paul's Big Dicks and something else.
Slippery Paul's Big and Small Dildo Emporium.
Okay.
You should know.
All right, now this does contain blue comments, Andy, which are read it but don't read out loud. It's to give us some context as to what's happening. All right, let's give us some context. All right, Hollow Breacher, a brofist to you, Ghosty. and Emma. And the wonderful chat. You're going to regret
He's trying
that.
to butter you up.
He's trying to butter
you up.
It's your good friend, No More Happy.
I don't know more happy.
We do. As the title suggests, I have a question for you. This story has nothing to do with the relationship with my wife because, sadly, for the chat, everything's going well for us. Bullshit.
Because, sadly, everything's going well for us. He sounds resentful that he's in a happy marriage. I don't want to throw him under the bus.
He's in the chat. He's here.
Classic, No More Happy.
I decided to name a couple of guilds for context as to which ones I was talking about, as this story has a lot to do with these guilds. I'll give you a description for naming purposes. Okay, so chat, we need the name of a guild with a leader who was somewhat politically correct, but still said some shit that'd get him banned in my chat, but was filled with very skilled and friendly players despite the somewhat inappropriate bants.
Sounds like my guild.
Guild name?
Sounds like your guild.
What are we calling them? Let's
call them Not Like This. You're doing it in chat.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to press answer. The second guild, a guild that I'm sure at one point had members leave because of the sheer amount of racism, including but not limited to making fun of a... Okay.
A racist guild.
Can we say that?
We can call it a racist guild without going into specifics of it being racist.
It does give an example.
Why is it pointed to me? Because I ain't got my readers on. I'm going to have to move in a little bit.
It's kind of funny, but it is really racist.
I can read it if you want me to read it.
I think we should read it.
It says, comments that dissent as, his slanty eyes must make it hard for him to see the swirlies on the ground. Now, while that is racist, it doesn't compute with me why, with him having, like, smaller eyes, he would not see swirlies. Because they still swirl, right?
I mean, that's pretty racist.
It's racist.
Yeah. I, to this day, am not sure if they were joking or if they were actually super racist. So we're going to call them the Hyman Harvesters. Which is not racist.
No, we need something racist.
We need a racist name for them.
Call them the Jackie Chan Dingoes.
Oh my god. All
Do you remember the Jackie Chan Dingoes?
We've opened the wrong door.
Mate, I'm already inside now. You can't get me out.
Yeah. The only name that we will use in this is... Who are we having?
Was it just for a character this?
This is the hero of our legacy.
The hero of the legacy. Why don't we have Adrian?
We could call the guild UKIP.
We could.
We'll call them UKIP. That's well done.
There we go.
Let's have
Adrian.
Let's have Phosphor. I mean, with that huge donation, he's bought his way into Drama Time. There you go. That was selling out.
Diamond Dogs for the Racist Guild. Wow.
We're selling out. We're selling out big time. Right. Okay. So this is a little backstory for us all. It's pay to win this chat. I know. There you go. I started playing WoW on a private server. I made a DK that I wanted to name No More Happiness, but due to the character limit, I went with No More Happy, which remains my name to this day.
Is that an origin story? That's an origin story, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the first ever drama story we ever read, I think.
No More Happy.
Yeah, I think No More Happy is one
No
of the
More
first
Happy is actually on the
did.
Drama Friday wallpaper.
He is. Season 1 of Drama Time. I met up again with a girl that I fell deeply in love with, but she felt no need to stick to just one guy. So she broke up with me a good number of times just to date other people and then came back. I was so in love that I didn't care.
Oh, she's a fucking filth.
It got to the point where she claimed our relationship was an open relationship and dated other people while I thought her and I were still dating.
Oh, that's grim.
Did you lick the jizz out of her muff?
Dude, she's been filled with more dirty loads than my washing machine.
It's all online though. Virtual semen. The worst kind. Digital semen. It's like crypto semen.
Crypto semen.
She's traded in crypto spunk.
Semen coin.
Semen coin. How much for a semen coin? I visited her for the first time and her popular friends convinced her that I was too ugly, despite the fact that we'd been on off for a few years at that point. It doesn't say too ugly, but that's what I'm reading into it.
I don't know, mate. If she's able to put it around a bit. Are we talking RL ugly or E ugly?
I was just made it all up. She just said it wasn't right. But we're going to go with ugly for the sake of the story.
Okay, we're going to go with ugly.
Jizz cash.
Jizz cash. Nice.
Hey! And she broke up with me for a stupid ass reason. It sucked, but I got over her rather quickly as she'd broken up with me enough times that I was kind of used to it. Broken up again? Alright.
What is going on here?
This is just the backstory. We've not even started yet. A while afterwards, I met another girl. She fell in love with me as hard as I fell in love with my ex. It took a long while, but I eventually grew to love her the same way she does me. We're married now. I'm happy. She's happy. Keep going. I'm happy. She's happy. And
I'm so glad you weighed in with we're married now, because I had one fucking loaded then. Loaded. That's got to be banned though, right?
All right, now he's got some advice for everybody, so pay attention. This is for you, Andy. Also, I want to mention, I remember you saying...
You?
Me. That people losing their virginity to one another tends to end up badly. And that's what she and I did. But as many more religion-based young people try to do, we didn't actually donk the bonga for a long time for a relationship with someone. About a year and a half.
Oh no. Just to put it in perspective.
You are talking to the wrong people.
No, it's the thing. I tell you what, I'll give you a real life story now, just to put things in perspective, right? When I got with the first fiance that I had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? It was 2.5 months before we did anything.
Jesus.
Right? Manchester rules dictates that's a fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? And even for me at that time, I was just like...
What did you do?
Did
you stay in the same bed together?
I blew her through the fucking walls, what I did. But no, we didn't stay in the same bed.
Good, because your dick would have been rubbing her all night. That would have been really annoying.
Yeah. So there you go. 2.5 months.
Have I started a relationship with someone I didn't have sex with first?
Last 4, no.
How do you know if you're going to be sexually compatible? That's a thing.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
And I don't mean that in a seedy way either.
No,
I mean
that's normal. If
thing.
one of you wants to bang every 10 minutes and the other person's like, well, I'll put it in the calendar for the next 6 months or something, that ain't going to work long term.
No. Well, obviously in some cases it does.
It's not been long term.
Some people don't put shagging on a higher pedestal as we do.
What? I don't even put it on a pedestal.
I do. It's my prize. If I could do something where I'd be paid
it's
in
a
sex,
sin. I'm a sinner.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm a sinner. I sing that shit. Drowning Pool style. I'm a sinner.
Oh, what song are you talking about?
Sinner by
No.
Drowning Pool. Okay. Anyway.
Do you know what, though? Wouldn't that be good?
Just
Just before you get on, right? If you could be paid in fucking tits, like just fucking gropes and tits, wouldn't you do? I would. If it was a currency, that's 3.5. That's 3.5 fucking boob coins. All day. Sorry, mate.
I'm a simple man.
Oh, is it?
I just like boobs. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I don't know what it is.
I'm not sorry. Anyway, okay.
Tit coin.
It's a win-win for you because it works out one of your relationship drama followers is happy. And if not, you're going to get another good drama story. That's true.
What did he say?
In one case, I want you all to be happy and smiley, and that's why we do this every single...
If you're about to say in
pretty
another
much
case,
every single day.
I want your marriage to fail.
But in another case, I need content for drama time. So...
Come on, not more happy. Be a team player here.
Why don't you help the guy out, man? Demonetize, dude. It's hard times for us here. You know what I mean? None of these YouTube videos earn any monies. You know that, right? We're struggling. Struggling with sat here. Will you fucking break up with it? Fuck me. Anyway. Let's carry on. I actually talked to my ex recently. Oh, that's how it starts. Oh, good shit. This marriage is doomed. Oh, this marriage is fucking doomed. Good stuff. I talked to my ex recently, which I informed my wife of immediately. What?
In fairness, it depends on the context of the communication, because if it got sort of ropey, I'd go to the miss and say, look, the fucking ex messed with me today.
It depends on the context of the conversation.
That's what I said.
She has a strong understanding of the fact she mistreated me back then and feels terrible about it. And her family consistently gives her shit about it.
Good.
So I talked to her and try and make her understand that the shit that happened years ago is no longer a big deal to me. Closure.
Made him a better man.
Very USA.
We can all just hope that she gets hit by a bus.
You should have filmed that, and now you could be on X on the Beach.
What's that?
Woo! X on the Beach is a show, Andy, where overly attractive and young people who fuck a lot go on holiday and then they sit on a beach and kind of like Celebrity Jungle,
right.
somebody arrives to join the beach house who is an ex of somebody who's in there, and then everybody fucks all the time. That's the show.
TV's got so trash.
Oh, there's a lot of fanny and tits in it.
I bet there isn't.
There is.
I bet there's like indications of, but without actual fucking.
I know, there's quite a bit actually.
No fucking way. But regardless, it's trash TV, and you should be ashamed of yourself for knowing
I never
so
said
much
I
about
watched it.
You just give me a bollocks. You just give me details.
I don't follow it on Netflix.
You watch it with the missus, don't you?
Emma would never let me watch it. Okay, I haven't talked to her since there, but I feel like I should, because not talking to her make it seems like I'm still angry at her. Okay, best advice I can give you is to consistently talk to your ex at any and all opportunities.
I don't. Sever the tie.
We need content. Keep talking to your ex. Your wife will understand.
Flirt with her.
Yeah, you should flirt with her to make her feel happier.
Or even better yet, get your wife to flirt with her.
Now that's an avenue we
That's
could travel
a win-win
down.
for me.
Yeah, you should do that.
Ding dong.
Not talking to her make it seems like I'm angry at her, which is the opposite of the impression I was trying to make, and that's the only reason I would ever talk to her again. I'm just trying to be nice. Don't be a dick. Ah, shit. You should have said that earlier.
You should have opened with that.
You should have opened with that, honestly, at this point.
Wow.
You left that to like the last line, really. You need to rethink your authoring skills a little bit. Anyway, real talk. I'd just leave her to it at this point, if I'm being honest. Just leave your ex there. We've got closure.
We are.
I moved from private service into retail WoW in late Mists of Pandaria, just before Siege of Orgrimmar. Private servers being as terrible as they were, I thought retail was amusing. Many private servers can have some cool things to them, such as increased experience rates. We're slowing down leveling over here, okay? Get with the times.
You idiot.
You're a moron. What we need to do is take that speedy leveling experience. Let's slow that motherfucker down. Immersive, engaging. That's what we're after. And easier drop rates, and easier to obtain gear, but it's countered by the base bits of the game being buggy as shit. I've been a lot of private service, and they always have some kind of issue. Things such as the mobs following you into the air when on a flying mount. Pressing the spacebar while swimming made you jump underwater. And having a hunter pet and going somewhere that required the pet to go up or down an unclimbable hill or the water made them just stand there, even if you ran back to them. Aw, a poor little bear. Retail had none of these problems. That's true. Pets work 100% of the time in retail WoW.
Don't jump
That's
off
a
a
guarantee.
ledge.
That's
Don't
a guarantee.
jump off a ledge.
Oh yeah, pets are the best part of retail WoW, honestly. And if there was one, it'd likely get fixed. Definitely. Since I was a pally on the private servers, I made a pally. Once one hit, I switched from res, it sucked, to holy. And I joined a guild that made a lot of friends there, many of which I still play with today, but quit after a while out of boredom, as it was Warlords of Draenor. A lot of drama story-worthy events happened during this break, including but not limited to moving into the world's smallest house with a friend that refused to do any kind of cleaning. Having a bull get out of its cage and stay right next to my house for an entire night. I feel like that needs more explaining.
What?
A bull
Right.
escaped a cage
Right.
and slept outside his house.
Or just randomly thrown in there as a random anecdote.
Yeah.
With no story.
No context at all.
So I've got a guy, right, who just doesn't clean up after himself. What's weird, though, is...
That's not even the weirdest part.
There's a bull that just leaves his cage and he sleeps in my fucking garden.
Eats all my goddamn trash. Issues arising with me living nearly an hour and a half away from my now wife while she was having some family issues and needed support. And the only time I've ever felt depressed for an extended period of time. Well, this got off to a good start, didn't it?
Not really. We've slagged him off something shocking and he's having a bit of an hard time, it seems. So, I think this is your doing, and it's now bleaker than it even reads on paper because of you. We're all sadder now because of you.
I didn't write it. None of these events are WoW related, so I never wrote any of them. Sorry. But I came back! After a long time, and my guild was dead. I kind of figured it'd happen, because I was in it. Jesus. Guess it's dead now. Not surprising.
What the fuck is going on?
What was a successful but bad expansion? Successfully bad. You're very positive, aren't you? Good outlook on things. I was informed of where the active raid members went and joined their new guild. Not like this. Just before Legion launched. I wrote you my second drama story during this time. The new guild was much more successful, and I made even more friends here, many of which were skilled, and we raided Mythic Emerald Nightmare.
No More Happy just called you out on a comment, mate.
Well, that's not what I wrote. I think I can read. This is the point when I started shaving only one half of my pubes. Weird story, this.
It's all on the paper!
Of course, the AP grind got boring, and I quit again. I came back after multiple broken controllers that was Dark Souls 3. Which I still play, but my wife says I can't break any more controllers.
Wow. You let your wife speak to you like that?
Like you smash it on a fucking face like a man. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Think I can't buy more of these? I'm a rich bitch. Come here.
Like Kevin out. Now what the fuck do you mean? I can't break no more controllers.
The 11-year-old screeching of Counter-Strike Go and the hacker-infested GTA 5 Online, and my guild had once again died. Jesus.
Where are we going?
I was informed of where the more active raiders went, but this time they had server transferred and changed to the Alliance, where the 12-year-olds play.
Mate, listen to who's telling you the fucking story.
Did
you add that line in?
No,
Show me where you're reading.
It's there.
Alright, yeah, look who's reading the story. Shut up, you fucking cook.
Like you'll smash a controller.
Yeah. When the fuck did you find time to write this while you're being busy being your wife's footstool, you beta bastard?
You better be careful with this Alliance talk, Jace. You're going to get us in trouble, man. I just made a new character there and started leveling it. Midway through leveling, though, I met up with a friend from back in the WoD era, and he invited me to his guild instead. This guild has some progress through Tomb, and usually the ones that have a scamming loot system. Terrible raiders or a bad GM raid leader tend to die off quickly. And seeing as this one had survived the Nighthold, I made the assumption that this guild must be decent. They were happy to take me in. No More Happy has arrived. I am not inviting you to any guild, Jace. If someone makes an application to a guild called No More Happy, not a chance. Oh, God. What happened to all my guilds? Well, they all died.
I don't
know. They're all gone. They lacked healers, though. And as healing is stressful, and they wanted me there. I jumped in, joined the next TOS run that was available, and was immediately given my tier 24 piece bonus, mate, in one night. I was really happy. What nice people to provide me with gear without knowing if it was even good.
It was great.
But I still certainly wasn't their best healer, as I still didn't have any good gear yet. I passed in the 60s to 80s for my item level in almost all fights.
I'd pass in fucking
Still,
brains,
I wasn't going to be a bitch. Oh, here we go. The return. Side note, I would like to say some kind of see some kind of get good series for healers preach.
After the Brewmaster. Carry on.
I was making more friends though. But these people seem more cliquey than my last guilds. It was harder to make buds. And sometimes when I asked the guild something, I got fucking ignored. Despite the fact that 17 people had read the question. There were a few people inside of this clique that was more outgoing though. And they would talk to me every now and then when I was online. Somehow I managed to make them really, really like my wife though. And she didn't even play WoW more than once a month. She knows how to bants. And there was a time that I had to fight to keep her from going down on me while I was in the middle of a plus 12.
Well, it has been a pleasure, but I can't fucking handle this level of beta anymore, mate. I'm going home.
Don't leave. Come back. No. Don't leave me alone with this. Who turns down a beach? Hold on. I don't think he's in the car yet.
Hello?
Please come back. It's going to get better, I promise.
Right, okay.
Come on. Okay. They knew full well what was going on. It was memes immediately. People would ask on my wife's opinion on matters more often than they would ask for my own. I had no idea how that happened. I'm killing everything. You wrote it, dude. This was something I wasn't used to. I've been in multiple guilds where your level of sociability isn't expected to be super high, but you're expected to listen to Discord, vent, TeamSpeak, and whatever when raiding. And if we asked you a question or told you to do something, you're expected to respond with at least a yay or nay. I do voice or text. But I've always been more social. I like to talk to people some. And so I tend to connect with people that are consistently in the voice comms, just running something, chit-chatting, shooting the shit. But the clique was the social people. And they didn't talk to me much. I was made fun of for my numbers quite a bit as well. I didn't mind the bants. But being made fun of for your numbers at that point is like making fun of a 12-year-old for not being able to bench more than 200 pounds. This stopped after I...
Skinny prick.
This stopped after I started out-healing some of their other members. I was always allowed to come to raids, but everyone in the guild was allowed to... What's that? I started out-healing some of the other members. I was always allowed to come to raids, but everyone in the guild was allowed in the raids. This is what I believe led to the main issue with this guild. Phosphor. As I started raiding with them more, I was kind of put off by a few things. Alright, we ready? 1. Their healing officer, which is in quotations. I don't know why. I imagine he had that rank.
What if he doesn't? And
He might not.
He might have appointed himself.
Their healing officer was a monk who rarely passed above the green and never said anything unless she was accusing other guild members, including me, of being shit. 2. Their raiders seemed like they were only decent, and a lot of fights felt like they were only going down because of the pug players. 3. They wiped on Kill Jade and Heroic more times than I've ever heard of anyone wiping on any Heroic boss ever. Our final wipe count was 253. That's a lot of times to die to Kill Jade and Heroic.
That sucks. I don't know, though.
That's a lot.
I know it's a lot of
That's
times.
a lot.
You can't even argue with it, can you?
Phosphor was the main tank and raid leader, and he was a big, floppy, sopping, wet penis. When I first joined, Phosphor seemed like a welcoming guy who let whoever wanted to raid come to the raid. Social guild, mate. Social raid. Yeah? Come on in. No, don't enchant your gear. Why bother, mate? You come on in. Oh, you got a gem slot there, mate. That's nice. We'll fill it with something later, will we?
Keep it free for now.
Yeah, why don't we find out what's going on later? Don't sim nothing now. Don't be a nerd, yeah?
Don't be a nerd.
Come play WoW. Come play WoW. He made up for any issues we had with some decent pugs or people from other guilds. But as time rolled on, he seemed less and less nice to me. Phosphor? You being a meanie. It started out slowly. A wipe on a heroic boss made him upset and he vented a bit in Discord. I've seen it plenty of times, but then the blame game started rolling out. What's the voice we could use for Phosphor? The boss didn't die because so-and-so didn't do it right. I rarely caused any problems, but as a healer I know for a fucking fact that you can mess up on a decent amount of mechanics inside a heroic raid and at the end it's a lifespan and be fine. It takes a lot of fuck-ups to wipe a raid. Blaming one person is stupid, unless that person is really fucking up. Like, missing every swirly. Accurate? Thanks, Phosphor. Nailed it. I started to hate running with him after a while. Phosphor was the biggest bellend. Why was everything so upsetting? We didn't wipe very often. We downed bosses consistently. Just take a chill, Phosphor. Just chill the fuck out, dude. We ran Heroic Tomb and had downed every boss up to KJ for the last time before Antorus dropped. And we decided against taking any pugs and just make it a guild-only group. Solid, yeah? Mighty. We had enough people. But this group wasn't made up of our best raiders. The DPS wasn't good. So, of course, we wiped a few times on KJ. And Phosphor was not happy. There was one pull that we had managed well enough to be around 40% when the rifts started coming out. Healing this phase can be rough as it required consistent movement, but the damage isn't that bad, so it's not that much of a big deal. But Phosphor, the main tank, died. And because of that, we wiped. That's when he said something that triggers me to this day, and I can still hear it in that slimy voice of his. Yeah, I can't not be healed during that phase. That's a slimy voice, isn't it? I was taken aback by this. I felt personally attacked because, for one, I fucking healed him, and two, he was blaming the healers. I've never, ever been blamed for a wipe. I've taken responsibility for a wipe back when I was in my old guild because I know what I've caused one. And I'm not going to be childish, not like it didn't happen or it was actually someone else's fault. But who blames the healers at large in a guild that constantly wins and usually had too much healing? As an experienced healer, one who knows when we need to start watching healing coolies for a fight. Many fights don't require the healers to be super careful with coolies. I know when there's not enough healing. I know when someone didn't receive healing. I can usually figure out if it was the person's fault or the healer's fault. It's usually the person, mate. He'd blamed healers before, but I thought he was just joshing around or trying to make the claim that we needed more healers in the raid. I never took him seriously until this point. Once Antorus came out, Phosphor started talking about how he was going to start removing people if they were underperforming. He never did, but he made an absolutely huge deal of it. Paragraphs of text informing people of the new situation. I understood. I had read up on the bosses and watched the Fat Boss videos on each boss before the first night. But he still fully explained every fight before we did it. By this point, I'd been thinking of leaving. As any guild with an angry raid leader and a main tank who blames healers just isn't worth sticking around with. But it got worse. During our first couple of nights in Antorus, we killed Imanar, who dropped the BIS life artifact relic for Holy Paladins. That's BIS, B-I-S.
Fully aware of BIS, mate.
And it was Warforged. Which increases Holy Shock. I was the only Holy Paladin. Told him multiple times in Discord that it is my BIS. They used RC Loot Council though. And I pressed the big upgrade button after I'd informed them of this. The Loot Council that was made of the guild's officers gave the relic to a druid and didn't say a word to me. I was never told that I was a bad healer or that I was underperforming or that this druid needed gear. And that there was any method to getting gear other than the guild officer's decision in raids. I was never given any reason why that relic shouldn't have been given to me, but I just thought, whatever, I'll get it next time.
Maybe it's best for the druid as well.
I don't know.
Just saying, mate. Just saying, you know.
But it became a regular occurrence for other people as well. Certain people were getting geared, others were not. We approached normal Varimathras. And with Phosphor being the tank he was, I bet you can guess what happened. Phosphor died a lot. We wiped for over an hour and couldn't finish normal raiding as that night, as our raid leader and main tank couldn't figure out what I considered to be the easiest fight in normal Antorus. But to me it was the most satisfying thing to watch ever, because that debuff that he gets causes the raid to wipe is one that makes him unhealable. I was tired at this point, and due to the fact that the other tank was explaining it to him, he couldn't blame the other tank either. With nobody to blame except himself, he promised that he would figure it out, and we could do it next week, and we'll be going heroic the next raid night. The guild decision...
Wait a minute.
We can't kill normal, so we're going to do heroic tomorrow.
Before we even get to the guild decision, figuring that out in normal. Normal mechanics of the tank on Varimathras, you stand still with the other tank and swap on a debuff stack.
That's it.
How can you not figure that out? What the fuck is this? Do you know what I imagine? This tank's like fucking 6 years old and he's playing on the keyboard and mouse like this. They're just top of his head over a desk.
We had a guild yesterday on Drama Time that was trying to tank Varimathras with one tank in front and one behind.
Why?
That's a good question, Andy. Because it says cleave in the thing. You've got to think about it, man. You got to think about it, dude. You got to thinking about it. But all right, we're going heroic. I missed a couple of raids beyond that, and not a single person asked where I was after I came back. Nobody cared. I started pug leading raids, and even though it was much harder to down bosses, the process of explaining the boss to people and having them learn and understand, and then downing that boss is pretty satisfying. I had stopped attending guild raids. I just couldn't bear Phosphor, that prick. I realised that I was doing what I was doing and thought it was ridiculous that I was enjoying leading pugs rather than my own guild runs, so I left. No drama made, no words spoken to anyone. But as a special treat, I left a YouTube link to Nothing from Nothing by Billy Preston in the guild Discord. That's a bit emo.
No, that's...
Your ratings...
weird.
It's weird. It's just weird. Nobody
weird.
got it. Why did you do that?
Did he leave or something? Tell you what's funny, mate. Let me just interject because I need to do it. I won't name names for obvious reasons, right? So, this is something like in the terms of just off the vein of this. Someone who's in my guild started speaking on our Discord. Right. They've got the name and avatar of a character, a male character. So anyway.
In WoW?
Yeah. So they were speaking and then someone went, all right, yeah, no problem, dude. Don't call me dude. I'm not a dude. Don't like being called a dude. It's like, what the fuck is this? So I started getting whispered there. It's like, they did that to me in raid the other night. They was so fucking like pushy about like this, the whole snowflake thing. I said, in my guild? So anyway, we was raiding on Wednesday, and that person with that character name was on an alt, and we saw it like such he's left the guild. So then we stopped the raid then. We said, right, he's going to join his main in a minute. We'll just wait for it. So we waited for his mate to come on, and I was like, bye, see you later, bye, Felicia. And it just went, they left the guild. It's like fucking well funny.
So it was just somebody who didn't say they were trans?
No, it was someone who, I mean, we think it was a fucking girl.
Oh.
But they had the name of a boy, the avatar of a boy, and the fact is, like, even I call girls dude. Alright, dude. You know, it's just a fucking sexless, it's a sexless thing to say. Dude, genderless, yeah. But like, we just wait. Because they quit guild on their alt at first. I thought this is gonna be fucking mint. This and the chat just filled up with bye. I love shit like that.
Why not just say something? I don't get it.
Eh?
I don't get it.
I don't get why
not
people
just
get
say
offended
something
by that.
By dude.
But like to be that strongly offended, where it's like, don't call me dude. I don't like.
No, I mean we've got loads of trans people in the community, and they just say, "Yeah, I'm trans." Okay, nobody cares.
That's
right?
fine. It's.
But I don't know.
That's fucking funny. Sorry, carry on.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Where are we? So he left Nothing from Nothing. Yeah, like Zoe said, dude's genderless. It always has been, as far as I'm concerned. It used to be, maybe in the 90s it was a male thing.
Well, that's the thing in the 90s.
That during Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, but look, it's a dude.
Yes.
That kind of connotation.
Yeah.
It's a dude. Sure. But
anyway. I was, and still am, utterly confused about how their loot system worked. After much talking to the guy that invited me to the guild in the first place, who also ended up leaving the guild, we came to the conclusion that it was probably just the click loot system. The officers gave gear to them often. A couple of weeks later, I learned that a few guys from Not Like This still played, and I started joining them in their ventures. And eventually they reformed or attempted to rebuild the guild. They're very skilled, and all the raids do work out very well. For the first time they led a heroic pug of Coven, they downed it on their second pull. I don't care what you say, that takes some skill. It does, I did it this week. This guild is 10 times better. But was I right for leaving Phosphor and all them behind? I know they weren't a good guild and the leader was angry and their loot system was weird, but they did give me tier 24 piece in one night, so I feel like I owed them something. Also, I think I won about 300k in gambling game they played to keep the raid interesting. And then I left. I feel like I drained their guild bank and left. I'd like to know the chat's opinion on this. I included a picture of my passes. If no interest in your passes. I included a picture of my passes in heroic EN to show that I'm not being a piece of shit and talk about stuff I don't understand. Passing well as a healer is hard, damn it. Apparently, Big T tells me about slogs all the time. I fully intend to buy a beer one day. I think we've lost that beer.
I think you have, mate. I've been supportive of him all the way up to the point where he refused a blowjob.
Yeah, why did you do that? Considering the number of times you said you want to fuck me, I'll probably need to bring my wife. What does that mean?
Say that again.
Okay, let's reread this. For absolute fuck the guild thing. Yeah, you left. Let's talk about this. Considering the number of times you said you wanted to fuck me, I'll probably need to bring my wife. Do you want me to spit roast your wife? Because if I am, he is. You might have to wait outside.
You ever seen how John Wayne walks?
I don't want to rub dicks with him. I don't. Definitely not with you.
Why not?
I think we'd find it funny.
That's the thing, though.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember Battle Dicks?
Yeah. I kind of feel like I'd laugh.
I think he's saying that him and his wife, you've got to fuck him and his wife. In which case, I can watch. Like from a chair with a nice brandy.
That'd make me laugh as well.
But I'd probably sell it, though. You know, like that.
I'd probably need a cowboy hat and some boots and spurs.
I'd put my hand out like that so you could try and twirl your cowboy out onto my finger.
Jace! What exactly is on the table?
What are we talking about? Explain Battle Dicks.
Jace, we
There's
need
a picture
to know,
somewhere.
man.
There's a picture somewhere
Jace,
for Battle Dicks.
What are we doing?
True Lies style, exactly, but with a fucking cognac, mate, as well.
Cognac?
Now lie
Do
on the
it.
bed
Do some more.
and close your eyes. Do it very slowly.
What are we doing, Jace? Has he left?
Can someone link the tweet with Battle Dicks? Anybody? Bring Battle Dicks in. If this game ever gets made, we need to be fucking getting some sort of like royalties from it.
Well, I was avoiding getting dicked. Oh, so we're just doing your wife. Okay.
Three-way sounds fun though, mate.
What's the signal to swap?
I don't think there is. I think
Is it a natural moment?
she's got to initiate the swap.
Oh, it's her choice?
Yeah.
Doesn't sit well with me. Oh.
But I mean, if it is traditional spit roast, I'm fucking happy either end.
I'm going to need another email, Jace, with some clarification on this. Ideally, some
There you go.
pictures.
August has linked it.
August has linked the battle dicks.
Yeah. If you can click it.
Oh, need a safe word. Oh, Dark Souls 3.
That's terrible. Do better.
It's too long.
Do better. It's
Praise
too long,
the
that
sun.
one. Too long.
What's
Come
a
on.
standard safe word like banana?
Banana safe. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. I think you're doing a JR impression. I'm going to laugh. Okay. I was watching some Drama Times as of recent and realised you had some confusion about the US schooling system. I do. So let me give you some quick numbers if you care to read. Oh, this is for me.
Ex-preach. 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 Ex-preach.
Biss can't be a safe word. I'm going to use that during. This is Biss.
This is Biss.
And then it comes to
And
an
then
end.
it just stops.
Rough, man. Rough. All right, we do have some logs. Yeah, he did pretty well, actually. Well played, Jason. Oh, look at these with these 99th percentiles. I think this is some King Donga. Mashed potatoes, too long. Pineapples.
I've heard that was a safe word in some.
I think pineapples is...
It's a stand-up
yeah.
show. Wait, my safe word. It's Kevin Hart. Boom!
My safe word is harder. There's been some confusion. You guys are some dirty bastards, man. Okay, before we finish up, should you have some Q&A? We haven't done that in ages, man. We haven't done a Q&A in ages.
Fucking hell, we haven't. It's
usually
like
just
years.
Peace out of this
years.
bitch like so quickly. Let's have some Q&A with you guys because
what?
what can we say about 735 at this point? Not a lot, man. Not a great deal. Well, hopefully it's going to get fixed. Thank you for the cheers, guys.
Just on that, while you are writing it, that skit with Kevin Hart where he's talking about the back it up girls, it's so fucking good.
Thank you for your story, Jace. Thank you. I like the old school writers. You can have way more bants.
Yeah.
They have way more bants. I'm sure there's many new people who've gone, oh, that's not a drama story, and then it comes down to it, and they're like, oh, shit. Did I fuck up? Transport competition. When should we have one? Legion's coming to an end. There's no more gear to be gotten. When should we have one, pal? Should we give people a month? Let's pick a date.
I'll tell you when we should have one is when we how we're going to vet the pictures.
Yeah, we're going to have to do the divvy up. I'll have to speak to the mods, but I think we could sort it out for the month. So we're going to say the next transmod competition, the official. What should we give away? Where's our box of stuff? I think I took it outside. What do you guys want? Hold on. Let's choose the prize now.
I've got to move now.
Sorry, pal.
I can't tuck under. Can
I
you
want
get
to choose the
behind
prize so we don't give it away beforehand.
Alright, steal it and you get an empty box, which is probably going to happen like it did with that headset. You thought I was joking. But don't tell him. You'll find out before he does.
What?
For fuck's sake.
Well, we'll have to give away some Blizzard related. Alright, what have we got, Andy? What should we give away? You've not left much in here, have you?
Because this was the Christmas fucking
It
present
was.
box!
There's another Blizzard box outside, actually. We've got Legion Collector's Editions, haven't we? Yeah, it's the other Blizzard box is in the garage. Farah? Pirate Pepe's? I've got a few Pirate Pepe's.
We've got
a few Pirate Pepe's. The Lich King Ice Cream Citadel t-shirt. It's a large, that's not going to do us. Little Arthur's thingies, these can be the runner-up prizes. Little
We can lob them.
Pops. Murlocs.
The majority of stuff's in the other box, mate.
It is. This has been a fail. I'm saving all the hardware stuff for TDP. I'm saving. Well, I think we're giving away a keyboard at the moment, aren't we? Giving that away.
I got it.
What?
Just double checking.
You're just double checking. All right, we'll pick up Blizzard prize. Legion's. What'd you get with the Legion Collector's Edition? We've got a few of those.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, we've got that fucking quality scroll thing that we don't want to open because it's wax sealed.
What's in it?
I don't know. Does anyone know? It looks like the scroll that fucking hell, I can't remember his name. Varian's got that he keeps in the side. It's got like a proper leather, a wax seal on it with a leather strap. Oh no. Gassing in the kitchen, mate. Put an end to it.
Yeah, I don't know what's on the scroll. We can't open it because we'll wreck it.
Just make go to the price, send him in a box. As long as that box is first class, and I'm talking foot room, drinks, cheese board.
I'm seeing if I can find it on the Blizzard store.
No. Ask our pal.
So
I'm just going to open it.
Well, we're both curious as to what the hell it is. It's a World of Warcraft thing. For sure. Shot by game. World of Warcraft. Alright, we'll find something. So we'll do it on the 10th, is when we'll sort it out. It's all from the Blizz store, I think. Maybe they don't sell it anymore. It might be rare as shit. We should probably.
You know what should happen in the Blizz store? The dude who sends us our gear should misplace one of those Illidan statues.
Isn't it a map? Didn't someone say it was a map?
Maybe. Use a hot knife. Yeah, but then it'll melt the seal, won't it?
I don't think they sell it anymore. It's probably pretty rare.
It's probably rare. Maybe I should just have it. It's mine.
It could be this fine art poster. A Lion Among Wolves print, hand designed by $75. It could be this thing.
World of Warcraft, A Lion Among Wolves print, hand signed by Sam Didier. Got out of the description. That is a cool name for that picture as well.
Yeah, limited edition. 500 signed by Sam Didier. I bet that's what it is, you know.
Maybe.
I bet that's what it is. I bet it's this poster. So we'll do something like that. But we'll do it on the 10th. Yeah, the 10th of February. We'll get it out for you, guys. We'll get that. We'll give that away probably. But we'll do the competition then. Unless you want, we'll give you a choice, I guess. Legion's Collectors things. Thoughts on the new Black Sky mount? I don't care.
I don't care. I won't ride it.
PreachCon should be happening this year. It looks like it's going to be June. Emma is getting really good stuff for June.
Where are we going?
I don't know. It's going to be cheaper than last year because we're not going to do a daytime thing, I don't think. We're just going to have a massive stage show and party.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
The daytime stuff is cool, but I think we're just going to be around during the day instead of trying...
Same place?
I don't think so, no. I think we're going to be somewhere better.
You know what we need to do? Go camping. Get shit-faced. Do nothing. As a team.
But yeah, it's tickets aren't going to go on sale yet because we haven't paid for the place. Emma's got like a couple of places, but we want it to be nice and hot. We want it to be cheaper. We don't want it to get more expensive and stuff like that. So fuck that. We're going to do it cheaper. And then what I'm trying to find is a place where we could do stuff during the day that isn't us sorting out something for the day. So that once we sort that out, we'll get the tickets on sale. But it looks like it's going to be June. I'll do a video on YouTube about the transmog competition. That's how we'll do it. Maybe a place without glass chandeliers. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we can have them there. Just don't invite Siren. She couldn't hit water if she fell out of a boat.
Yeah, maybe. I've already got to buy a ticket from the States to come out. I got to know the dates. I know. As soon as we have I don't have the dates to give you. It's as simple as that. So once we do, there you go. Next level aiming. Why should I stay a Patreon with a lack of content? Don't. We put as much out as we possibly can. You've got a video coming out tomorrow? But we can't do more than we're doing. It's as simple as that.
Why did you say that?
Can we do it for your birthday, Sarah? Sure. Sure. I just want a date with anyone, really. Yeah. There you go. I might buy tickets, so I regret not going last year. I would. Yeah, you should come. It's an amazing time. What did Ghost do in Taurus that was so good when he was tanking? Oh, because I shot the get good in the morning about getting out your comfort zone, and then you decided to go and tank, which was well out of your comfort zone.
Well out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, but you learned a lot doing it. Yeah. Which was great. That's the whole point, is getting out your comfort zone.
Do you know what I learned the most? Don't tank with cash.
I think that guy was a stalwart, wasn't he?
No. He fucked me more times than a porn star.
But you need to do that.
I liked it though. I'm doing it again. I've decided Sean's there. I'm doing it tomorrow, Sean. There he is! That's the bastard! Look at him in chat, you bastard! Buy me lunch next time.
I saw a different side, but it was cool because
I'm gonna have to see the tapes.
It was all very cool because you had to consider things that you'd never done before, like positioning and things like that. Like, where do I move this and how do I move that? What are the tanks doing? It makes you so much better if you're raiding to just try the other things out.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But next time you'll have loads more information to go.
It's in a comfort zone where even if we do wipe, there's enough capability and skill and gear there that we're going to get through. So that's why I use that as a fuck it. Let's give this tanking shit a try. It was good.
Absolutely. Neither of us tanked it before. So he had 2 fresh tanks.
Oh shit, he didn't tank it either.
God bless that raid.
Nice.
But, yeah, it's all good. Got to have the confidence guy you're comfortable with. You do have to have the confidence.
Do you remember Varimathras though? There was a hero on that boss. One man. The other tank dead. The main tank, glowing in all his light, managed to pull us through the kill. While people were wiping up left and right. That one tank, I can't remember his fucking name. It was, shit. It's something that I can't remember. It was me. I was that guy. Hero! Varimathras! Couldn't do the fucking technique to save my life, though.
Yes, there will be a web show in 2 weeks. Yes, there will. We're on schedule now. We've done really well with keeping the schedule. It's been our main priority for the start of the year, is to nail everything. Is to get going and get everything done. It's been hard. But we're getting there. We've got some very tight days, actually. Wednesdays are a nightmare now. Wednesdays are like hell on earth to get everything done. That's why I was working this morning. Luckily Emma had to take Max for his haircut, so I managed to get on and have the worst pug experience ever, which was great. Really wonderful Saturday morning for me. I was actually playing in my underwear today. Nobody could tell.
Nice.
I was. The TDP was done in my underwear, which was amazing. I thought that was really good. We'll be off in a minute. DK Legacy needs to happen. I need to get this one out first because we've got again, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but this Legacy is pretty much done.
Can I just weigh in on this as well? It's not going to give anything away for the Legacy, but Val keeps going on about this 1v1 that I have with him at the Legacy filming, right? I was going over that footage again this Friday because it's like that scene's
Yeah, he's done a really
finished.
good job on it.
Right, and here's the funniest thing is, there's a part where Val's got a picture where he's got his arms out like this in front of me. Now, the actual footage says the second that the people that are down in front of him and I turn and walk to him, he does this. Right? So I can't wait for you to see that vid either, Val, because you are going to put right in your place.
Absolutely. We should do a background documentary of all the stuff that goes into like a 10-second scene from the Legacy.
Yeah.
And then people would understand.
Yeah.
Then people might understand how much effort it takes. But there you go. Maybe we should just make them easier. And just
We
smash
should
them
do a
out.
legacy of me. Just me.
Just you. Just you.
Imagine what a gift that'd be.
Yeah, Shadow Colossus is down on our list of things to play. Absolutely. But this week it's going to be the Until Dawn prequel.
Impatient.
The Impatient, which looks like it's going to be very good. Very good. The Legacy of Legacies. Yeah. Well, the baited's assumptions are made. Like, we filmed a baited... When did we film that? Monday? We filmed a Patreon episode of Baited, I think it was Monday.
Something around Monday.
And that's ready to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ready. That's going to come out tomorrow. So those are so much easier to make. So that's what's going out on Patreon tomorrow. And also, if we ever get a chance to do a movie, we do a movie review. But the Legacies are a whole thing. They really are. Especially because we're making a new show, which is... Had you fucked.
A what?
We had to learn a whole new 3D editing system.
Oh, dude. Let me take...
Yeah,
I was asking in
Just
stream...
don't say what the show is.
No, I won't do.
Yeah,
I was asking on stream, I was asking in Twitter, but basically the way that I've learned how to use 3D elements in After Effects is with a renderer called Ray Traced. Now, I know fuck all about After Effects apart from what I've learned myself or me and Mike have shared. We've got no basis for knowledge on it. So anyway, it turns out that with the update to After Effects, they've stopped supporting ray trace with newer graphics cards. So it's just like, so you hit this fucking wall. It's like you can't render in 3D anymore. Oh, you've got to use this. They give you a free software, a light version of free software to use instead. But they still include ray trace in the new software in case you got a shitty old graphics card, in which case you can use ray trace. That made no sense to most of you, but
it was
regardless,
like a 5-day issue.
It was fucking
It was a
carnage.
fucking... Yeah, like, it's a nightmare for you guys. But it should look good in the end. That's the whole point. Do we think we got a release date for Vanilla Service this year? No idea. I wouldn't even care to. I did double check because I was interested. I was wondering if there was any content to be made on the classic servers. So I went and did some browsing, but those guys are still arguing over the same shit they were the day it was announced. It's still like, what changes should we have? No changes. What changes should we have? No changes.
Yeah.
There's been no developments on that since the announcement. So it's literally nothing happening there. There's nothing there. So in terms of the classic servers, there's nothing to talk about. It's all been talked about within the first 3 days of the announcement, and it's still the same conversations going on today. So there you go.
It's a good question. That I don't like Val, but that's a good question.
When's the cooking competition? Are we just going to give up on the other guys? We've done
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah, we've done
I will tell you flat out and honest. I'm not going to drop anyone in it. Absolutely not. We wanted to get video footage of them. I've compiled all the pictures. I've sent it to those guys with their names on it. All of them have got back to us with their winner. Yep. But like I said to them, all I wanted was an unedited piece of footage of you announcing the winner. I will put their cooking on it, and then that person's streamer details and stuff like that on it as well. Just send me a short video of announcing your winner, congratulating them, and we will send something from you. Now, only Nobble got back to us with an actual video. So what I'm going to do now, and I feel forced to do this, is I'm going to create South Park variants of Taliesin Evertal, Alex and Loz, and Belangela. It's happening now. You've done this yourself.
Well, we got to get the prizes out. It's as simple as that. We got to get it done.
It's too late, and I apologise that it's gone on this long. So yeah,
there we go. All right, we're out. Peacing out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for a really fun show. It has been awesome. Thank you to everybody who subbed and resubbed. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to Cruise Control for the bits. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you to Exhale with the fiver. Bojo knows how to play Brewmaster. No, he doesn't. Greedy with the 1,500 bits as well. Thank you, Adrian, as well. Thank you all very much. And thank
really
you
quickly to shut this guy up, Hunter or Locke, if you had to pick one.
That's horrible, dude. Lock.
Lock, but none.
Lock, probably, but ideally none. I love you all. Stream is back on Monday, and yeah, there you go. See you later, everybody.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, and there you go.
Go and watch that TDP and have a good giggle.
And there you go. Yeah, and there you go.